obviously, by an ankle. But if you turn it around upside down, the person's dancing. And what it refers to is that you're sacrificing something now in order to get something better later. That you're very deliberate about what you're doing. You're not going to take the first thing that comes along, and you're very careful about it. And what you get is going to be exactly what you want. And I like that a lot. That's a good card. So according to these, it's going to be very good for you. Here's another one, the Eight of Cups. That's interesting too, because that's sort of like the Six of Swords. There's a person leaving things in life that aren't working and going to something better, which is, that's what I see you as doing, and succeeding at it. So, as long as you don't put too much pressure on yourself to hurry up, because I have the Two of Swords here, which means that it could take a little bit of time. That's a card of stasis and a card of something not quite moving yet, but it'll come. And the next is the Five of Rods, which is a card of stiff competition. But the next card is the World, which is assured success. And then after that is the Ten of Swords, which means the bad times are over. So while you may be getting into a highly competitive arena, you're going to do well there.
Okay.
So, I mean, these are all very positive cards, and there's nothing negative here at all. The Ace of Cups tells me that this is going to be a good move for you emotionally, too.
Okay, yeah.
What you get is going to provide you with money, provide you a job, but also it's going to be, you'll feel better about it than what you were doing.
Okay, yeah, because I was very on the fence and like wanting to leave my last job, and then ended up getting fired. And probably wouldn't have left if I didn't get fired.
Yeah, sometimes these things don't, they happen anyway, I mean, I was fired from a job one time, which was really, I was fired by a guy with my name, actually. So he kept saying, well, Elliot, we're going to have to let you go. And I kept saying, well, Elliot, go ahead, let me go. And I made it very difficult for him. I'm not proud of that, but I was tired of the job anyway. So I know what you feel. I know what you mean. But I knew that I knew that I was going to be let go because my job was firing people, believe it or not. So can you imagine having to do that for a living? It's like about a good quarter of my job was firing people. Oh boy! But then, of course, I knew it would come around to me because that kind of work is very unsatisfying. Nevertheless, I see that. Let me give you one bit of information here that may help you. What happens with you in terms of career, you're going to be going into a partnership with somebody else. There's somebody who will be working with you, or you'll be working with that person and getting what you want through another person. So keep an eye out for somebody who may be able to offer you something, okay?
Okay.
The Three of Coins tells me you may be offered a temporary position. This is the kind of thing where you get a job and it's a definite assignment and you finish the thing and you do so well that it leads to other stuff. So that could be good.
But it's not my future, no.
Well, it could be. The thing is that there's a chance here. What happens with the Three of Coins is that it generally represents a job that's done and completed, because threes are about completion. So you will be given an assignment, let's say within your next job, and you'll finish it. You'll carry it out and to the end. But what goes along with that is that you'll be recognized for the quality of the work you did, and you'll be rewarded. Okay, so that's good. I mean, just in case you don't, just if you feel a little down about being offered something temporary, keep in mind that could be the springboard that you're waiting for, okay?
Okay.
Overall, though, here's the Ace of Rods again. There's something new coming your way with work and career, and it's going to be good. So you're headed for a time of change. And sometimes we have change forced upon us, but this is going to be a good change. It'll be like a whole new you. Okay?
Right.
Anything else you want to look at?
I was looking at like my love life because I'm kind of like in like a little bit of a dilemma.
Well, let me see what we got here, because those cards really responded to the work stuff. So let's see what we get here. Were you recently in a relationship that didn't work out?
Yes.
Okay, because
for the most part, yeah.
Well, the card I have here is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups shows a person who's looking at 3 spilled cups, which is partial loss. That means something didn't work out. Behind her are 2 cups that are full, but she doesn't see that yet, because the thing that didn't work out is still on her mind. But the point of the card is that eventually you're going to turn around and see that you didn't lose as much as you thought you did, and you'll be okay. But it seems to me that right now, something that went wrong in this relationship is on your mind still. And that's getting in the way of moving on, but it won't last. Okay, you'll be fine. You'll get through that.
Okay.
That's the important thing. And here I have again the Ace of Rods. It's telling me that the main thing here is the career for you right now. Concentrate on that. Okay.
Okay.
And the rest will come. Okay. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle up the cards. You're listening to Reverend Elliott's Magical Window, and in case I didn't say it clearly enough, you can find out more about what I do at magic-works.com. That's magick-works.com. I got like 104 or 5 pages there. There's a menu at the top, and you can see all kinds of stuff. One of my favorite things at my page is, oh, you're going to laugh at me for that. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't tell you, but I do this a lot. I have a recipe there. I'm a sucker for, and I live in New York City, see, so we have these hot dog carts on the street. And I've been using them for so long, and they go back to when they were a quarter. But that's only because I'm an old man. The onions. There's these red onion sauce that they put on hot dogs. You know that stuff. Well, I have a recipe that is undeniably good that recreates that at home. Maybe you can buy a jar of it at the supermarket for about $8, but you can also make it yourself for under $1. So these days, money is important, right? This is why I'm not really pushing people to buy things, frankly, and this is why I've cut the price of readings in half too. This is not the time to lavish money around. I mean, I have books that go from $9.99 to $190 at mojoacademy.org, and unless you really have, unless you can, you'll get good stuff out of these books, but with the way the economy is, I'm not so sure that I feel right even sending things out to people. And I noticed that the sales of books are very slow right now in the last few months because, we're all insecure about money because it's a shock going shopping. Let's face it. I mean, my electric bill in the apartment is what I used to pay for rent when I first moved out on my own. So, it's a culture shock thing. So, go take a look at some of the stuff at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. There's plenty of free stuff there, too, to download and look at and enjoy. And films are there and all kinds of stuff. And mojoacademy.org, you can take a look at the books there. There might be something that intrigues you, but please don't go into debt or to buy these things. That's... you know where I'm coming from, because we're living in uncertain times, except that, I can tell how shocked people are at the grocery stores. So the poor cashiers, they get treated like garbage by so many people who blame them, which is pretty bad, No, I spent years as a cashier. I loved it. I got out of advertising and marketing and all that. And I said, what can I do that'll pay me well and will not be annoying. And I got a job as a cashier in one of the most popular discount stores in New York, which paid me a lot more than as an executive, believe it or not. But I understood. I learned a lot. All you people who've been working cash registers, you know. You learn a big lesson, which is slow down. Don't let anybody rush you. See, these are the lessons that we learn. So keep that in mind. Go look at my website, magic-works.com, magick-works.com, and you'll find a whole bunch of interesting stuff there that can enhance your life. Free little things about magical work. It's nothing evil about it. There's nothing weird about it. It's something human beings have been doing for centuries, and it's positive attitude kind of work. That's the main thing. Take a look at that, and you'll find something there that may stimulate you and you may find interesting. There's taking a walk around New York these days is kind of fascinating, because people have this kind of shell-shocked look, and you can tell who just went shopping, you know. So, I mean, I not long ago, I took a cab from 14th Street to 50th Street, and it was $30. So I understand that this is not the time to be pushing people to buy things that they don't absolutely need. So just look at my websites and see what's there, and see what maybe you can use to enhance your life, and be sensible about it. That's all. I mean, if you don't buy anything from me, I'm not going to hate you. You know, this is not what we're here for. We're here for a lot more than just exchanging money. So that's my approach to things. Billy in Alfred, New York. Where is Alfred, New York?
I got a reading.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Is this Billy?
Hi. Yes, it is.
Hi. Where is Alfred, New York? I've never heard of it.
It is near Rochester in New York.
Oh, okay, that I know. Everybody knows Rochester. I mean, no, seriously. I used to be in the camera business, and you know, that's Kodak territory. You know, a very sad thing I learned, because I remembered that I had taken in I'd done a lot of packing of film to be developed in Rochester, Kodachrome, right? And the plane crashed, and everyone on the plane, on the cargo plane, was killed, and the film was destroyed, and people were just angry that their film was lost. And that wasn't the brightest side of humanity that I witnessed, but I always think of that when I hear about Rochester. You know, that people were upset that their vacation never happened now because they lost their pictures. But hey, there were people who died, you know, so, you know, everything got to be put in proportion, I suppose. Well, that's a cheerful start to the reading, isn't it? Well, what can I look at for you?
Well, I guess guidance in my family. My mother is ill, and we're not really sure how to process it.
Well,
we know there's a lot of people on the other side getting ready for her, though, so that's a comfort.
Well, I see the moon is a card here, and the moon is an interesting card. That's about hidden influences and unconscious influences. And I'm tripping over my words now. And it tells me that there's some deep things going on. You're right, that there is something happening on the other side, shall we say.
Yeah.
The Ten of Swords is here. Now, this is a very strange card that comes up a lot in cases like this. And it is a card, it looks like it's a card of death, but it isn't. And yet, it applies here, because what it means is it's a card about the difficulties and the troubles are going to end.
Right.
And so
I just wish it would be sooner.
Well, I see. Now that's where we get conflicted, because we start feeling guilt that way, but it's not I'm not saying you feel that way, but I've spoken to so many people who do feel guilt that way, because it's about not wanting somebody to suffer needlessly. So there's nothing bad about that. I see a good ending for this, if you know what I mean. I'm seeing emotional release. I'm seeing health and healing spiritually. I have the Temperance card here, which shows an angel on it, and that's about life regaining balance. I have the Lover's card, which has also got an angel on it. These are very important cards in a spiritual way. I have the Death card here, which means that one phase of existence is ending and another is beginning, or it can mean just something, it could even mean that another phase of life is existing. But this is a transition. The point is that you're talking about somebody who's in a state of transition and is not really here or there yet, correct?
Correct.
So, yeah, so the best thing to do is to make the person comfortable, keep yourself thinking positively, because I have no idea what happens at that point. I can tell you one thing, though. I remember in the 70s, back in the 1970s, that my grandmother was dying, but she was very calm and lucid about it, because she said her husband was in the room, and now her husband had died in 1925.
Aww.
And she
That's
said,
precious.
and she freaked out my mother. She said, well, your father wants to know why you're not talking to him. And it wasn't like hysteria. It was like he was just literally in the room. So who's to know, right? Who's to say what happens? Because it was just very normal to her. And and in those days, when it went, 1925 is a long time ago, but 99 years now. In those days, when she was a young woman when her husband died, and when you were a widow, you were sent to be with all the other widows, so she was always an old lady. And yet she was always around old ladies from the time she was in her 30s or so. But my mother had no doubt that her father was there because of things that was said between the people that passed there. So you don't know. Right. We don't really know what energy passes around people at that moment in life, as leaving it in that sense. But do they leave it, or do they just? Because they say, even Einstein was saying no energy can be destroyed. So who knows? It's just that it was so natural. You say your father wants to know why you're not even looking at him. Now this was in the 70s, and my mother hadn't seen her father since 1925. So yeah, that pretty well freaked her out. But to the end of her life, she believed that was real. I mean, she didn't believe it; she knew it. So this is an opportunity to commune with the spirit and to just be there and be with the person, as hard as that can be sometimes, and just help by being there with good feelings and happy memories as the transition occurs. That's the experiences I've had. I hope it helps.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to look at?
I guess not. I appreciate your time.
Okay, here's an interesting card again for this. Is the Judgment card. It's what's interesting about that is that's the third card I've gotten now with an angel on it. That's 3 cards showing you angels. So that's a good sign. So this is an important point in life, something that apparently, we all have to face it. And so who knows? It's like Shakespeare said, there's more in heaven and earth than are dreamed of in our philosophy. So be there, think positive thoughts, and I'm pretty sure that the spirit can read those thoughts. Okay?
All righty. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
I will light a white candle tonight to send positive energy your way, and for the spirit.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. Yeah, this is, it's Omar Khayyam wrote about this stuff ages and ages ago, but it's just a shame that we don't really know what happens. I need some water here. Very unprofessional, right? I tell you. I like water. I was almost drowned one time. I got thrown out of the Y because a kid tried to kill me. Cheerful memories, right? He started stepping on my shoulders while I was in the swimming pool. And he was going to drown. He wanted to kill me. It was the most bizarre thing. So I reached over, I turned my head as far as I could, and I bit him in the near the ankle. And that got him off me. And I got thrown out of the Y I was actually excommunicated from the Y for biting the kid. I didn't care because, I wasn't dead. So every minute above water was good for me. Oh, boy, where does that come from, right? These memories that we have that are stored away in our mind, who knows what they mean? I guess that's what Freudians are for. Linda in Bowling Green, Kentucky is next. Hi, Linda. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just a little... I've always wanted to get to Kentucky, and I've never managed to do it. I
was born here. Then I moved out west for many, many, many years, and my health kind of went downhill. And
oh no, it's better now.
Back out here. Well, it is a little bit better, but I'm on oxygen 24/7, and yeah.
Well, what can we look at?
So, and if I start crying, please just bear with me.
No, of course. This is, you don't have to hide anything.
My son, Spencer, he passed away. It'll be 13 months on the 25th of this month that he's been gone.
So that's really relatively recent,
Yeah. He passed away in Utah. And his death was under investigation. And I still don't have the answers that I'm looking for as to what happened to him that night. He passed away apparently about 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. And he took off on foot about 10:30 at night, and it was like 8 degrees in Utah, and he died of hypothermia.
And they don't have, and they don't have any idea what happened. Huh?
Well, the autopsy report said that he died of hypothermia. He wasn't dressed properly. He was at a condo with one of his older brothers, actually, and they were supposed to be renting this condo from the man that lived there. He was getting ready to move, and they started drinking. Something got said, and my son took off on foot and ended up in a backyard with tracking through like a foot of snow in his sneakers. And I mean, he was on video going into this cul-de-sac. And once he went out of view and apparently climbed into this yard to go to the back, probably to climb over it, to take a shortcut home. But it had barbed wire up on that because behind the homes were stores. And I guess that's what they do, with the homes, that they put barbed wire up on there. But I need to know, or if you can help me to make some kind of sense as to what happened that made him leave.
Well, all I've
been told is that he got upset about something. What did he get upset about? What?
Well, let me just tell you first, while you were doing that, the first card I got is the judgment card. That is a card with an angel, and it refers to the last judgment. But more importantly, it means that there will be justice. So I'm assuming from this that there will be a time when you find out what happened.
Okay.
The other cards I have, and this is the difficult part, are really the saddest cards in the deck. I've got the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords. These are terribly sad cards. So what the cards are picking up is the great sadness that you're going through, and that is.
Oh gosh, I am so.
Yeah. No, look. Of course, obviously, you're going through that. I'm just saying that that I can't see beyond that first card, which is the Judgment card, which is one that it implies justice. It implies that you will find out. Other than that, and then I have the Four of Rods, which is about family. It's got something to do with the family, but everything else is just really terribly sad. I mean, things like the Five of Coins is here. These are the Death card is here. These are the saddest cards in the deck right now. So
I don't know how to live in this world without him.
You know,
he was my baby boy. You know, he had just barely turned 26 years old.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I just don't.
Well, if it helps any, what I'm seeing here is that that there was suffering. The suffering is over. That's the Ten of Swords. That's what that means. But keep in mind that the Judgment card is saying that there will be an answer. So that holds out hope of finding out what happens. Okay.
Right.
I'm not trying. Let me put it this way, because I'm going to give you my email also. I'm not trying to put you off right now because, and I'm certainly not going to say calm down. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go through any of that garbage because, it's ridiculous to say a thing like that to someone who's hurting like this. Right now, the cards are clouded because of the grief. So I'm not seeing beyond that. I'm just seeing, like I told you, I have those cards. Like here's like the Seven of Cups. That's about emotional confusion and many different things going on in the mind and in the heart. So if you want, you can send me an email in a few months. Let it settle a bit more and see if anything new turns up, and we can look again. I'll do this for you on the house, because I can't see anything else now. All I see is the overwhelming sadness. And now, you don't need the cards to tell you that, right? So,
right.
But I'm just saying that's making a wall here for me. I have there the Seven of Rods, which is a person who can get through all the obstacles and get what they want. So I think that there's an answer that's coming, but it's going to take a while. It'll take a while. But I'll tell you what my email is now. You can hear it again if you play the show at AskOneRadio.com, or at AskOneRadio.com you can find a link to contact me.
Okay.
And it's asktarot@earthlink.net. That's ASKTAROT at earthlink.net. Okay?
TAROT?
Right. AskTarot@earthlink.net. And and give it a little more time. And when you feel a little more comfortable, send me an email and I'll pull some cards for you. Okay? We'll talk then. No charge. Nothing like that. We'll do that.
Okay.
Because I can't see beyond this.
Up to number 7. About a week and a half to 2 weeks before he passed away, I was talking to him on the phone, and he told me, and this just made my heart drop when he said this. He said, "Mom," he said, "I don't think I'm ever going to see you again." And I was like, "Spencer, please don't say that, honey." I mean, I could still see, I was in the kitchen when he said it, and my heart just fell.
Yes, I've got to get. As you're telling me that, I have the card, the Three of Swords, which is a heart pierced by swords and crying. See, this is I can't get through that grief right now. So maybe it's just if you can let it go for a little longer and then contact me, maybe this will be a little clearer and I can see if I can pull some cards. How's that?
Okay, all right.
Okay, and I will light a candle to send some positive energy your way and see if we can help out with that. But I do see that you will get an answer, but it's going to be quite a while, okay? There's so much grief and sadness. Hang in there, all right?
Okay, well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. Bye-bye now. And let's see if we can get one more call in. Katie in Boy River, Minnesota. Hi, Katie. You're on with Reverend Elliott.
Hi.
Hi, I've got a few minutes left. What can I look at for you?
Just a general reading.
What was that?
Just a general reading, whatever.
Okay. General. Okay, let's see what we get. Have you had financial problems lately?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, because I see that, but I also see it ending. Okay, that's why I'm happy to mention that. You know, I see that there's ideas that you have that you're trying to work out that are going to help you, and that leads to the Page of Coins, which is a card of money appearing. Here's the King of Coins. Here's the Ten of Swords, which means that the hard times are about to end. So I'm seeing that the money troubles that you had are not going to last. You'll be solving that, okay?
Perfect.
There's the Three of Coins here says that there's something you're going to do, that it's a job you're going to have, a project you're going to work on that's going to bring you some money and lead to more work. That's a concrete thing. That's pretty good. So all these other cards are about money. So the first card I got was the Five of Swords, which is money trouble. After that, the cards are good in terms of money. So I don't see a problem there. I've got to run. I'm just about out of time.
Okay.
I'm glad we could squeeze you in.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now. And that's it. We've come to the end of another edition of Reverend Elliott's Magical Window. And like I said, if you need to learn more about what I do, you can find me at magic-works.com, magic-works.com. And there's 100 and something pages of stuff there that you can look at. And, hey, you know, there's mojoacademy.org also, which has all kinds of books and video and audio that can enhance your life. So check all that out. And, you know, maybe we'll get together again next week. And if there is, you know, there's something I don't talk about much, which is at magic-works.com, magic-works.com, there's a prayer line that you can click on, and you can just write in what you want some prayers for, and I can have the prayer squad get right on it if you'd like, because that's a holdover from my very first website, which got so many things, interesting things there. It led to another screen, and it was always filled with requests, and you can do that there. It's a prayer request thing. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but you'll know it when you see it. If you go to magic-works.com, magic-works.com, at the top there, you will see a menu filled with stuff, filled with lovely stuff too, all designed to breed positive energy and make sure that we're spreading positivity. There's so much negativity, especially in around an election time, folks. You know that. There are people who love to spread negativity to scare you into voting. It doesn't seem to be working this time around. It seems now that people are onto that because the scare tactics aren't working, according to the latest poll numbers. But I have no intention of going on a political rant here because I'm interested in larger things. But the main reason I will bring up politics is that it's something that people use to scare people and frighten people, and we've got to work to stop that. So until next week, I will see you at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. And remember, who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become is your gift back to the universe. Bye-bye now.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. I'm Suzanne from PsychicPaths.com. How is everyone tonight? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing with some allergies, so forgive me if I have to stop for a second. It is Gemini season. It started yesterday, so I hope all the happiness for all the Geminis out there. And tonight, there will be a full moon in Sagittarius, which is the opposite of Gemini, completely opposite. But we can expect a lot of good, expansive thinking. A lot of luck is going into the next month, and a lot of communication. That's what Gemini and Sagittarius have in common, a lot of communication. So like any other full moon, let's let go of what doesn't benefit us and open ourselves up to what truly does benefit us. I think it's going to be a great month. I hope that everyone is feeling loved and cared about. And one of those things about love is self-love. So I want everyone to know that I believe that you can love someone else if you don't love yourself. But it's a great, great treasure when you do love yourself, when you do find out just how amazing you are. You're opening up to something really, really divine. So we have Amba from Australia tonight. Hello.
Hi.
How are you tonight or today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne.
Yes. So what can I help with tonight?
Well, I see that you believe in others sharing their gifts, and I am in a space of I'm not sure where to go and what to do or how to do it.
Okay. So let me see what Spirit can say about that. I feel like you've gone through some obstacles recently. There have been things that have held you back or challenged you. But let me see what Spirit says. Okay, so tell me, do you feel like you are changing as a person, changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs, having different aspects of yourself change?
Yep, 100%.
Because I feel like there's been a lot of growth and a lot of transformation. And that is a part of the growing, and the transformation is once you've grown and once you've stepped out of where you've been, it's kind of confusing because then what do you do? I feel also like your loved ones are with you, by the way, through this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be just a matter of some patience with yourself, and the world around you, because I feel too like you want to hurry up and get to where you need to be and doing what you need to do right now. Like you don't want to wallow in uncertainty. But I feel like it's go ahead.
It's not that. I'm a fire sign, I'm a Saggy, and I have Aries rising, so I'm just fiery in general.
Is that
But I have a beautiful Cancer moon.
I feel that impatience.
Yeah. It's not part of my personality as such, but it's not something I've ever been able to really get a hold on. Even as I get older, I can't it's not impatience as such. It's like I get an itch, and I have to scratch it.
Embrace it. Accept it. That's wonderful. It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason, and I can't deny that let's get it done attitude, the action. I love the action of Aries. It's not a talkative sign; it's an action sign. So embrace it. You can't change it even as you grow and as you mature. It's always going to be action.
Good to know.
The thing is that I feel like you're at the end of all this transformation, and you've let go a great deal of things that weren't benefiting you, and I'm getting around a year and a half or 2 years of a lot of changing and a lot of transformations. And I feel like if you just go with the flow, if you just take one day at a time, and if you can just calm that get it done action, then I think that things will be okay. Now with the action, when you get that itch to get things done, just remind yourself, be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, and remind yourself that as you're letting go and breathing and letting things as they are, that you are doing the work. You are being active. You are actively being gentle and patient with yourself so that things can align in your own magical way. And you'll see things really clearly. I have a feeling you're very, very sensitive. You're going to see things when they fall into place. And I feel like I would say that by the 2nd of June, the part of what am I supposed to be doing is going to be over with. I think you're going to know by the middle of June what should be happening, and you'll embrace it. I think you're going to like it.
Awesome.
Worry.
Thank you so much, Suzanne.
You worry about not of the uncertainty. You worry. Don't worry. Uncertainty happens to the best of us. And you're going to do just fine. Is there any other questions? I have a few more minutes.
There's only one other, not sort of question as such, but I giggled when you said I have loved ones around me. So I just wanted to open up and see who particularly wanted to say hello today.
Okay, so I got an older gentleman, but when you said that, he stepped back and a woman stepped forward. She seems elderly, and she's got a beautiful smile. And she's got short hair, but it's kind of wavy or curly. She's talking about water. She's talking about ocean or a lake.
That would be.
And
I feel like that. My great nana.
She's known you. Yeah, she's known you since a long time, like the beginning. But she's mentioning the second grade. She's mentioning that she has a lot of memories of you, what feels like the second grade. Maybe she was closer to you at that time, but she is there, and I can tell that I can explain the way she is. She's not the kitchen type. She's not in the kitchen baking. She's more of an idea and wisdom person. A lot of wisdom. She brings to me a jar. So was there a jar full of stuff that she had? Because she has a jar.
The great nana I'm talking about, she had 15 children, and I'm a great-grandchild to her. She had many possessions, and many people loved her. But I believe this great-grandmother you're speaking of is my nana's mum.
Okay. She's with you at all times, and she gives you a great deal of comfort. I think maybe the older gentleman is connected to her. I feel like they're connected.
Husband and wife.
He seems very quiet. He's a very quiet, sensitive person. And she's not very quiet. She likes to communicate.
Like me.
It's probably in the Dana. It's probably in the DNA. The communicating. It's great. Have you been to the sea? Because it feels like she's telling me that that's healing. If you go to a river or a lake or the sea, that's a healing place for you. Water in particular. And I know you're Aries, and I know that's fire, but she's saying that water is a healer for you.
Okay. I do need to go to the beach. The beach is where I go to like cleanse and relax and release and, let a lot of things go. And I have been through a lot, especially in the last sort of year and a half. And those are quite major events happening in my life that are slowly coming to an end in the next couple of months. So her advice is right. Like I need to take better care of myself. I just don't like to be told by people to do it. But for some reason, I listen to spirit.
She loves you very much. She watches over you. She is your guardian angel. And that's her advice. Her advice is go near the water and to breathe and to know it's going to be okay. Things will work out. Things will be calm in the next couple of weeks, I would say. You say in a couple of months, but I think a major shift is going to happen for calm and peace in the next 2 weeks. I see it. Wonderful. So maybe that's the beginning. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And thank you so much for calling and letting me share with you tonight.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing your gift with me also. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and thank you to the callers, and stay tuned for some more wonderful readers. Everyone have a good week. And I'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everybody. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Yes, I'm a little bit more rugged up than normal. You know, here we are. I'm in the Southern Hemisphere and we're having a really dramatic change of season where I live, so keeping warm. But before I go into today's show, I just would like us all to pause for a moment and just close your eyes and take these words in. I have this prayer, blessing, intention on my refrigerator, and every morning when I go in to get bits and pieces out, I pause for a moment and I read through this. So I'm going to share it with you all. It's a Buddhist prayer. Just close your eyes, take a breath with me. May I be free. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. May my friends be peaceful. May my friends be free. May my friends be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May my enemies be free. May my enemies be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be happy. And may all beings be free. And take a breath. And just for a moment, let that feeling of whatever that does for you be something that you can radiate out into your world. I think it's really come at a very important time, you know, to remind us that these intentions are very connected. These blessings and prayers that we offer do make a difference energetically. And it really came to my attention over the last weekend with the beautiful auroras happening all over the world, everywhere that's never normally seen them. Nature on, you know, showing us what the grand beauty is, reminding us, and so many people, thousands and thousands of people all over the world, or more than that, going out, uniting, all looking to the heavens, all looking for this beautiful show. You know, there's so much power in that when we're all looking in the same direction at something. You know, there's a unity, there's a oneness, there's a remembering, there's a connection. So, you know, when we didn't get to see that where I live, but I was watching all the beautiful images coming through social media, all the different platforms. So it was just like, oh, takes your breath away. It's so magnificent. And I know some people out there in the world say, oh, it's manipulated by some, I'm not even going to mention the name of the people, but for me, in my heart, it didn't feel like that. It felt like the geometric or the electromagnetic force fields coming from the sun, which have been intense, really played this out for us. And I looked at all those beautiful images and I thought, oh my God, we're being shown a new world. We're being shown possibilities of something so much more grand than what our jaded selves are seeing at the moment. So, if this prayer was of benefit to you, it's a Buddhist prayer. If you want it, let me know and I'll send you the words. It's a lovely thing just to take a pause each day and listen, pay attention, offer it out. So I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I hope that you got to experience the beautiful colours of nature on show. How majestic. So let's talk about our intentions. So I'm about to start my candle stuff again. I do a lot of work with candles and I inscribe intentions into them or prayers, or I write them out on a piece of paper and I stick them underneath. And I do these rituals for 7 days or 11 days or 21 days. And it's a really lovely way to every day connect with something that is important to you, whether it's something you're offering to life, whether it's sending healing to a loved one, whether it is something that you're focusing on with yourself. These types of simple little rituals make it easy for us to connect in and to really spend those few moments just dedicating time to the awareness. And that's how we potentize things. So this is my next one. I've got an orange one, beautiful orange one. So this one here is going to be dedicated for creativity. So I will inscribe on the candle the word creativity, and I'll write on a piece of paper and stick underneath it what I'm wanting to create more of. And that's more online presence for me, more meditations and offerings for people to help with at the moment with all this craziness and creativity, and for that radiance to be spread out into the world. So anyone who wants to join with me, let me know, and we can do this together, because it all adds to the positivity and it all helps us look in the same direction to make life a bit better. So I have a caller, Mary. Hi Mary, it's Raylene. How can I help, be of support, assistance, guidance for you today?
Hello, Raylene. I was thinking about if I should sell my house or not. My husband just passed away on the 27th of April, and I'm not sure which way I should go quite yet.
Okay, so I'm sorry, did you say your husband's passed?
Yeah, he passed away on April 27th.
Okay, so first of all, I'm very sorry to hear that. Secondly, my rule of thumb, I'll do some cards for you in a moment, but my rule of thumb is it's never a good time to make decisions when you're stressed, overwhelmed, tired. That's not the good time, because we don't make really good decisions. We make reactive decisions. So sometimes, you're grieving, you're in shock, you're still dealing with all the things that come with a loved one passing. And it's like we have to give ourselves time to come into coherence with ourselves and what's going on. If you're in a situation where it's financially stressful, or it's, you're in a situation where, like, I just don't want to be here, then I would suggest, first of all, doing an energetic cleanse, and then maybe speaking with family members about an interim, like a space for yourself where you can, without having to make the decision straight away, where you can actually have a buffer, where you can have a bit of space where you can still heal and go through the grieving, and then make a clearer decision when you come through it. That's my rule of thumb. But everyone has different situations. So I don't know whether you have to make a decision. If you do, as I suggested, I think it's really important to call in trusted friends or loved ones to help with that, because normally we're not in a good position to make decisions in that situation. So what I'll do is I'll pull a couple of cards to see how you can navigate this a little bit. There's so much change going on. There really is, Mary, and there's financial stuff that's really tricky for everyone at the moment. Everything's very uncertain. Everything is tenuous. So, you know, it is difficult to make the, inverted commas, the correct decision, because for everything is, you know, there's always a pro and a con. But when we do make decisions, as I said, we have to be clear. So whatever decision we make, we're happy with, no matter what happens. No matter what happens. So I'll just see what we've got here for you. Does that make sense to you, Mary?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so let me just see. What does Mary need to know? We're going to get 3 here. Mary, 1 here. I'll show you what these are in a minute. Oh, okay. And this one. All right, so the first one we've got, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll hold it up anyway. The first one here is activation, the energy of activation. So there's an image down here, and it's very much around your life is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. You get to make the choices and the decisions. The interesting thing, life is in your hands up here. The interesting thing is down here, there's an image of a baby that is in formation. It's still embryonic. So that means the seed is there. Do I sell? Do I not sell? So you've got a seed of change. You've got a seed of movement. You've got a seed of new growth. So it's a matter of you can't rush it. I feel you can't rush it. I feel very strongly when I look at this, it's more to do with sitting with it for a little bit and letting it bubble and brew and gestate right now, because you don't want to be in a position of afterwards going, I rushed that, or I gave in too quickly or whatever. So I'm feeling just sit with it for a little bit. Your life is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. So just sit with it for a little bit. You don't just sit with it for years, just for a few months, just a few months. The next one here for you is expression. This is you coming out of the, how do I want to put it? It's not coming out of the closet. It's coming out of, from where maybe you've been hidden, or where you've been pulled back, or where you've been in, whether it's reclusive or insular. It's starting to come out, and it means you've got to start speaking up. What do I want? You've got to start looking at yourself. What do I want? How do I want, the next part of my life to be? Where do I need support? Where do I need help? Where do I need confirmation? So this is around asking for it, which is what you're doing today. I need some help. This is asking, and I keep wanting to say to you, trusted friends, and I don't know why that's so strong, but you'll know this. Trusted friends, maybe more so than family, trusted friends who know you, they'll be truthful with you. It feels like asking them, talking to them about what the next thing is. And the last one here for you is the intention. This is the prayer, this is the desire, this is the goal. I was just talking about intentions before. So with an intention, the intention is for the best decision for myself, for the highest good of where I'm at moving forward, and for those affected by this. I'm ready to receive clear information. I'm ready to make my choice, but I need that support. So I'm feeling, set an intention or a daily prayer or a request that you are ready to make a choice or a decision for the highest good for yourself and those affected by this situation. So first up, I just really feel very strongly, don't rush into anything right now. Speak to, and I'm going to say it again, speak to your trusted friends. It's what I'm hearing over and over. Speak to your trusted friends. Yes, I think that's it. So that's it, Mary. That's all I can really say to you right now, because I feel, you don't have to move into things very quickly. You still got to grieve. You still got to honour the process you've gone through in this experience, because you're still going through it. And as I said, I'm very sorry to hear that, and I will send lots of loving, healing energy to you in my healing circle this week. So I hope that was helpful for you.
It was. Thank you so much.
Okay, bless. So there we go, guys. It's there's a lot going on, and when we can have those beautiful intentions, and as I said at the start with my candle, if you have someone in your life and you feel helpless or hopeless, you don't know what to do for them, light a candle for them every day. And that way you're sending your affection, your care, your healing and your support. So that is all from me, Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Namaste. Come and visit me on my website, rayleneburn.com. Send me an email and we'll talk to you later. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by Gene Rose.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Sessions with Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 21st episode of Sessions with Spirit. I am going to be your host this evening. My name is Gene Rose. I also go by the infamous JJ. And yes, I know that has a negative connotation to it. I get that. There's a reason why they call me that, okay? And it's not necessarily negative. I'll just say that, okay? It's like that TikTok trend. Add a little bit of spice. Yes, that is what I bring to a reading. I'm just saying, okay? So tonight, we're going to be doing a couple of live callers as well as some reading requests from my beautiful followers, specifically my fabulous Stiggies. So a shout out to them, yes. If you are interested in becoming a Stiggy, you most definitely can. Guys, it is all about readings, yes, and maybe a little makeup, but mostly readings. And you can follow me on TikTok. That is at Mrs._Stiggy, STIGGI, or you can find me at Tarot by Gene Rose. So you can find me at either of those places on TikTok. Of course, you can also follow me on Instagram and the fantastic Facebook, right? Sometimes old school is just the way to go. I'm just saying. But on Facebook, I am Tarot Readings by Gene Rose. So definitely take a look at me over there. You'll also find some reviews from clients as well as people that I've just read over my career. So yes, definitely check those fabulous things out. I think we're going to kick off tonight with a reading from one of my followers that is going to be specifically one of my stiggies. And that is going to be for our girl Z. Yes, and she is out in Cali. So, love, yes, you are up first. Funny thing about Z is that she just graduated from college. So we are extremely, extremely proud of her. Speaking of graduations, and I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to embarrass her, but my sister-in-law might be graduating this weekend, and I'm super excited because, yeah, I'm just really proud of her. Really, really proud of her. As most of you guys know, Allie and I have been together for 10 years. So it's really crazy to see her youngest sibling be graduating. Like, oh my gosh, it is such a delight for me. It really is. Goddess knows I was blessed with the best in-laws. I really have been. That's definitely sort of a reward, I guess, you get in waiting for things. And guys, that's exactly, and this kind of goes full circle, okay? Sometimes in life we go through things and we don't understand why or what the purpose is. But ultimately what they do is they teach us sometimes a lesson, sometimes, it could be whatever. But I can tell you from experience, 9 times out of 10, there is a blessing on the other side that is bigger and better. Okay. So yes, I'm just saying, okay. If you're going through that trial, that challenge, just know that what's waiting for you on the other side is something bigger and better. So back to, of course, our beautiful Z. Her first card is the 5 of Swords. So love, oh my gosh, in a general manner, you're going to want to set more boundaries, especially with you picking up more classes. Yes, guys, she is going back to school. Yes, that is the queen that she is. Oh my gosh, she just graduated. Now we're going back. So 5 of Swords, that card is going to be all about boundaries. It is quite fantastic. The second card is the Sun. That card is going to be, I like to refer to it as a power card. And it definitely would make sense, especially with you just having graduated, but also with these new opportunities that are presenting themselves as well. That card is also about financial abundance. So definitely, especially if you have financial aid coming in or anything like that, that would talk about that like kind of gain in that sense. It's not to say that, snap of the fingers, you're a millionaire. That's not it. But definitely that financial like relief, okay? Also refers to happiness, contentment, joy, satisfaction, as well as peace. Your final card was the 4 of Pentacles. However, it fell reversed, which is going to refer to you letting go of those things that you're holding on to, especially those things that are holding you back. So just be aware to kind of purge those emotions, those worries, those fears, whatever they may be, moving forward, and you'll be fine. We're so proud of you. Love you, Z. So let's take our first caller. We have Brooke on the line. Hey, Brooke, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, you're so welcome. It is such a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. What would you like read on tonight?
My areas of my life. Like I'm looking right now. I'm between jobs, and I'm really trying to get a house for my daughters and myself. And so I'm just kind of wondering what path to go, or what what the future holds, or what I should look out for. Or
absolutely. Oh, that is so awesome. Brooke, let me pull some cards and we'll see what is ahead.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, and I thought this was absolutely fantastic. The very first card was the Devil card. Now, wait, it fell reversed, which is going to refer to you releasing your fears instead of holding on to them. So it's not anything to worry about. I know when that card drops, people kind of clutch their pearls and they're like, and have that reaction, but it's nothing to worry about. All it refers to when it's upright is fears. That's it. Being controlled by your fears. It can also refer to like addiction, abuse, like things like that. But I definitely sense in this, and especially since your next two cards are from the Pentacle suit, Pentacles refer to money, is that fear of financial struggle. Like, am I ever going to be able to land a house? Or am I ever going to be able to get a job that actually pays the bills, where I'm not going from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck? It's always this like one paycheck away from disaster. And you're tired of living like that. You're tired of it. The first card after the Devil reversed was the King of Pentacles. That card is going to refer to a success, specifically in regards to money. Then the card that fell after was the Nine of Pentacles. That card is going to refer to the start of long-term financial stability. So I feel as though this definitely, especially with these two cards combined, the King and the Nine, that is hands down going to refer to some sort of you landing a job. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that the move is going to come into the mix too fast. And what I mean by that is perhaps not within the next 6 months. That's not to say it's not going to happen. It's just there were no moving cards. And I think you're mentally prepared. I don't think you can even, you know that financially you couldn't handle it within 6 months.
Right.
So I don't even think that's like a disappointment. It's just like, okay, like in a year or two, tell me we're going to be in a house. The answer is yes, you are. You are. You know the hard work that you have ahead of you, and you know what you got to do. I think it's just a matter of paying down debt, getting a good paying job that is actually going to be there for you instead, because you show up for the job just doesn't show up for you. That's always been your experience with jobs, and that's your frustration. That's a bit, and that's what's letting you down, and that's what's keeping you in that rut, because you're like, why should I even try? Brooke, you should try because you deserve it. That's why. Because that better paying job is out there, and you're going to get it. And then once you get it, you're going to see, and you're going to show your daughter, oh, look what mommy did. That's going to be the best role model for her ever to have. That her mom bought a house. Are you kidding? Talk about a queen move. I mean, I'm just saying. That's like the definition of like slay, mom, slay, you know? I'm just saying, like it just is. So it just, I feel as though career, that's going to got to come first. And you know that. Once that falls into place, the rest is golden. It's golden. You know, even after you got to position yourself up for success. Your fourth card was the Nine of Wands. Well, wands, they correspond to the element of fire. So that is going to signify resiliency, the ability to bounce back, strength, even courage, bravery, power. These are all energies that you want to teach your daughter. These are all traits that she needs to know a woman has to have. That to me, I mean, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, because not only are you getting that house and getting that job, but look at the legacy that you're leaving for her.
What I want to do.
You know? The final card that I'm going to leave you with is the Lovers. And that one is going to refer to you working on the relationship that you have with you. Just be a little bit more confident. Believe in yourself a little bit more, Brooke. Don't question yourself. You know, don't take a step and then jerk your foot back and be like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know, don't worry about that. All will fall into place as it's meant to. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Brooke, you take care. This was a true joy. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Shannon, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Shannon. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good, thank you. What would you like a reading on tonight?
You have any messages from my fiance?
Love, is he connected to motorcycles in some way?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ride himself?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I asked, he immediately pulls up on a bike. Like, first things first. Got that. Like, that is one thing that he loved, was riding. What's with the helmet? What's with it? That was his, like, how he got peace. How do I explain it? And it's not so much like having the wind in his hair, but like that's kind of like the feeling, that freedom, that sort of like, and I don't know if this is a good example, so forgive me, Shannon. But like, you know how like Forrest Gump explained when he was running? And he's like, nothing mattered. Nothing was in my mind. Nothing was bothering me. Like nothing. It just, he just focused on, that was riding. Like riding was everything. Riding was life.
Motorcycle riding and dirt biking.
Yeah. Did he race?
Yeah.
Okay. That explains it. Because he pumps the gas. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. Like, we can't do this in, the office. Thank you. And then for some reason, and this is going to sound so odd, but it's not my job to sift through messages. Pot roast. I know it's so off the wall. Pot roast or like a roast beef.
I have no clue.
What about roast beef? Can you do me a favor? Just keep it in the back of your mind. It might not make sense now, which is totally fine. Put it to the side. Just remember I said it. That's it. More pot roast. Like,
I know I made it like for him before.
Like meat and potatoes?
I'm sure. Yep. He was a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Okay. So that being his favorite, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, roast beef, like what the hell? He's like, no. And then he just showed me meat and potatoes. I was like, oh, like kind of like sticks to your like gums cut. You know, like how they say that? What is that saying? Stick to your gums or some crap like that, like something like that. But that really hearty comfort food, he brings that up. He misses your cooking.
Surprise.
Was there a running joke about your cooking?
No, his mother's.
Okay. I was going to say, where's the joke come into play? Like, that makes total sense.
She boiled a turkey for Thanksgiving one year.
Oh, gosh. Did she really? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, my gosh. I don't even know how to come back from that. I don't.
Does he have a specific message from? Does he have a specific message for me or his son?
In regards to his son, what's with like graduation? What's the connection to that?
I'm not sure. He's only in 4th grade.
Okay, so he would be already passed for his graduation. Little things like that, little milestones. But are they having a graduation for the next grade? Like a little ceremony?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I feel like there's going to be some sort of like party or something where they celebrate them going into the next grade. He says he'll be there for that. And then for some reason, I feel like the son is obsessed with dinosaurs. Like that's one of his favorite things. So he brings that up just as a confirmation that he's with his son.
Can you tell me, I don't care how you have to say it, there was kind of confusion about the way he passed.
Did somebody blame him?
Did somebody what?
Blame him?
No.
Then what's with I don't want to say what's with the finger pointing? Does that make sense? Or is that the different stories? Like everyone has a different story and they're all pointing at each other, not knowing, I don't want to say what to believe, but what direction to go in.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Is it more than just you? Because I feel like this is conflict. This might be his family.
Yeah, me and his family do not get along.
That would make sense. Okay. Do you not see the son?
No, he's lived with his grandmother, his mother, temporarily.
Okay.
And trying to work with getting him back.
Okay. I feel like that'll happen, and I think you know what this means. It might be a long road.
Yeah.
Just be careful because she might try to make it worse.
Oh, I know. She's evil.
Okay. Yeah. And very conniving.
Yep.
So be careful, especially in terms of progress. He says be careful she just doesn't try to thwart it. Does that make sense?
She doesn't what?
Try to thwart it, like throw a wrench in it. Make you come out of your face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like get you to act out of character. That's what she wants.
Yep.
So just be careful of that. I know that's not always the easiest thing, but that's definitely one thing that you want to take in stride, especially in moving forward.
Okay.
Okay, Shannon? You okay?
Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad. I hope this reading was able to bring you some peace, especially in terms of messages that he has. Do you still wear your ring?
No.
Where is it though?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Why do I feel like it was around your neck at one point? Or on a necklace? Or did you talk about wearing it on a necklace?
No.
Then where does the necklace come into play?
I'm not sure.
Maybe give that some thought. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, love.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Shannon. You take care and you have a beautiful night.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, so guys, now that we did our callers, let's go back to reading for our beautiful stickies. Right? Yes, that was so beautiful. I'm so glad I was able to give both Brooke and Shannon a wonderful reading. Oh my God. It's so funny because I never know when the callers come in if they're going to be wanting tarot or mediumship. So it's always fun to be able to do that on the spot like that. So for our next Stiggy, I am going to be reading for Kelly P. Yes, love. And this is going to be your general reading. So your first card is the Ace of Pentacles. That's going to refer to unexpected money. I was really happy to see that card. Obviously, I mean, it's an ace, right? Everybody wants an ace in their reading. But usually because aces refer to unexpected happenings. So in this case, unexpected money. Sometimes it's unexpected blessings, success, even opportunities. They all play a part with the beautiful aces. The second card is the Five of Cups. Be careful to not spend it like that. The reason why I say that is because you don't want to regret it later. And then, of course, the Emperor. The Emperor is going to refer to a hardcore success. Let's go ahead and pull a clarification card for that Five of Cups. Yes. Be careful, especially in terms of spending it, trying to just sort of especially impressing the opposite sex. Be careful with that. Reason why I say that, Casanova. So the King of Cups was that extra card. Yep. So a male that is very good with their words. Be very careful of that. All right, love. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to read for you. Up next, let's do Tony. And she, of course, is in Arizona. Hey, Tony. How are you, baby? So, love. And guys, we actually received a beautiful package from Tony today. So yeah, it was very, very, very special for sure. First card, my love, is going to be the death card. Yes, I love this card. Oh my gosh. It's going to refer to endings followed by beautiful new beginnings. That rebirth, that renewal, okay? Then it was followed by the sun. The sun is going to refer to being a power card. You know, it's all about that success, that abundance, also that contentment, that joy, that harmony, peace even. And then that final card, that Knight of Cups. I feel like that is going to be that ushering in of happiness. But let's go ahead and pull an extra card. That one is the Four of Swords. After a while, I think you're going to be able to have and take a rest, which is so important. I pulled one more card, and what was it? But the Queen of Wands. Yes, yes, my love. So the Queen of Wands. And that's going to just refer to being a warrior. You know, every brick that is thrown her way, what does she do? She turns around and she uses it to build her foundation. So remembering that, especially in moving forward. I think we have time for one more, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, let's go for Val. And she is out of Michigan. So let's do a general read for her. First card is the 10 of Swords, and it fell reverse, love. So that's going to refer to a lack of a disappointment, no betrayal, no fear or worry that you have to have. The second card is the 6 of Wands. That's going to be a success card. I was really happy to see this card. It's obvious to me that whatever business ventures you are involved right now, they are going to prove to be successful. Who knows, they may even lead to more business or new business opportunities. Just be careful to let go of that doubt and fear. Keep those walls down. I know it's hard to, but sometimes even, and especially when we have gone through trauma or issues involving trust, sometimes that's when we need to step out on that cliff and just take that sort of look and just be like, you know what, let's take that leap of faith. Sometimes you just need to do it. You know, I know it's difficult, but in the end, I promise it will be worth it. I did go ahead and pull an extra card for you. It was the beautiful Death card. Again, endings followed by beautiful new beginnings. Rebirth and renewal are other themes associated with that card. Card's rather fantastic. You know, I know the Death card can be a little scary, especially when you hear it. People kind of get all in their feels and they're like, I want to make something extremely clear. If you have a reader and they are willing to do prediction of death, they are not a reader. Point blank, no. I said it, okay? Prediction of death is a black reading. Any reader who is worth their weight in gold will not perform black readings. Okay? So when the Death card drops in a reading, just know it does not refer to a physical passing. No. Endings followed by beautiful new beginnings. That's what you need to remember. When I look for a new deck, I actually look at the Death card. And if I can associate with that card, if I resonate with that card, with the imagery, if I like it, if I'm feeling it, if I love it, if I am, then I know I can work with this deck. If not, then it's null and void. So don't be afraid of the cards that you don't know or misunderstand. You know, sometimes, and just, it can be something as simple as asking your reader. That's why I try to over-explain the cards or explain them in a simplistic way. You know, number one, of course, my wish would be for everyone to enjoy tarot the way that I do. But also, I want everyone to know what the cards are saying so they understand their reading and they get the best and most from it. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining me this evening. This was an absolute blast doing the 21st episode. I am really proud of myself for how far I've come with this, and I definitely look forward to the future, especially with Dave and Constance. They are wonderful. So guys, if you like my style of reading, definitely reach out to me so we can book your session together. You can find me at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose on Facebook, or Tarot by Jean Rose on Instagram, or even TikTok. I'll see you guys next week, of course. This was an absolute blast. Thank you again. Sending love to you all. And I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you guys soon. Good night.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Spiritual Connections with Psychic Medium Cindy. Psychic Medium Cindy. Live from Facebook.com/Psychic Cindy.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Spiritual Connection
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. So happy to be here tonight, as always. And, like so many weeks I talk about like full moons and new moons and all of that stuff. And tonight, is actually one. I'm actually here on the day of the full moon in Sagittarius tonight. So, what do we have to know about this full moon? Well, it's a beautiful moon. It's also called the flower moon, or last full moon of spring. Definitely a good time to consider decluttering, getting rid of things that you don't need, because it really is about releasing those things so those new beginnings can come in, because that's what we've been asking for. That's what we've wanted. And this is our opportunity to do that. So, all full moons, you've probably been feeling a little bit emotional the last few days, feeling a little tired. Intuition quite high though, which is a bonus for this full moon. It really is a beautiful moon for also getting rid of money blocks, relationship blocks, career blocks. If you feel kind of stuck in those areas, maybe write down those blocks and ask this full moon of Sagittarius to take it away. And really just breathe in, breathe out. It's going to be over. I would say by tomorrow night, by Saturday for sure, you'll be feeling a lot better. And just, always remember that the universe is always working with us. They always want the best for us. Our spirit guides and our ancestors, they never work against us, but there is a lot of lessons to learn here on Earth, which makes it kind of a hard place to live, at times. But just keep the faith, have the gratitude, because I really do feel like good things are going to be coming in for us. So let's just pull a few cards. Let's just see, what is this full moon in Sagittarius going to give us? Something wonderful. All right. Let's just take it. Let's see. Oh, spiritual strength. Beautiful. All right. So I'm picking a beautiful cards here. So the first card I have for us is the spiritual strength card, which is really funny because I just said that the universe is always with us. Those are our spirit guides, our beautiful ancestors, everybody that is out looking for us, looking out after us. And that's exactly the card that comes out. Just a reminder that we're never alone. We always have people on the other side that we can ask for help. Okay. Our next card is financial and material changes. Sometimes people look at this as a lost card. I really have focused on the green color in this card tonight. So for me, that would mean that we're going to have some abundance or some good changes in our finances. The Passion Ignited card comes next, which is one of my favorites too. It's all about new opportunities and really, what is your passion? Be your authentic self. There's a lady that I follow on TikTok. You guys may follow her too. And she always says, your passions are your breadcrumbs. That's going to bring you in all your abundance. And your last card, which is beautiful too, is Love Begins. So that would be like the Ace of Cups. So love is coming in for those that are looking for love. So those are looking for passion, money, more spiritual stuff. It's all here. It's all coming in. These are beautiful cards. So happy to see those tonight. So we do have Erica with us as our caller tonight from New York City. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
What can I do for you this evening?
Kind of. I've had a bit of stagnation recently, and I keep finding myself in certain patterns, like certain living situations, and having a hard time standing on my 2 feet, and I'm just wondering when things are going to get better, or if there's anything I could do to help speed up the process.
Make things a little bit better? Okay. So I kind of lost you there at the beginning. So when you say, are these like do you feel that these are kind of like relationship patterns or career patterns, or, like you're never happy with your job? What's happening?
Well, I'm having a hard time finding work, and then also I used to be a performer, and I'm just finding myself in a dry creative spell, and also in a relationship where we keep on fighting, and I just feel stuck and not really, yeah.
Right. So, all right, you know what? Excuse me. Let's do. I'll just do a general one for you, and then we'll dig a little deeper. Okay. With
okay.
And see where we can go. So, all right. All right, so the first one that comes out, because it's spaced by the cards they come out, is so the first thing they want to talk about is your relationships. That's what's come out first, okay? And that the first card that they pull, it would be the Lover's card in the old tarot, which is exactly what we're talking about. So it's really interesting because the obstacle with this particular spread for you is the Wisdom card, which would be the heart, which is the Hierophant. But it's also a number 5 card, and number 5 is all about change. And I think that's probably the problem in the relationship is the changes or the lack of changes. You're having a hard time getting a job, you're not able to express your creative self, which of course is going to cause tension in your home life and in your right, in your relationship, because you're out of whack, right? You're not your normal self. So When it comes to guidance from the universe, they're saying, okay, you got to remember partnership and alliances here. Okay. So it's a number 3 card. The seeds have been planted, right? So, reach out to friends, reach out to partners, old people, old partners that you used to work with, you know what I mean, in the business, if that's what you need to do. Or, somebody, who's like works at the place you may want to work at. So like really reach out to people, because they would never say that if they didn't want you to. That means the seeds have been planted for you. So what you want to focus on too, even though this is your relationship, and also maybe, your partner can help you, right? But I want you to focus on you have the Love Begins card for the focus, which is funny because you just pulled that card. And I think that's what they want you to focus on. Kind of remember, on this card, there's actually a rainbow, which is like the good after the bad, right? And there's 2 hands that are like holding a cup. And it's just, focus on the fact, okay, you know what? We've gone through hard times. We're having hard times, but things are going to get better. Because I think in the end, the overall card for the end for you is actually number 1, which is Prosperity Begins, which is another card all about the hands, the 2 hands, bearing the fruit of the tree and all that stuff. So I think that, I think things are going to work out in your relationship. It's just that you guys are kind of going through some hard times because of the external factors, right? So reach out to people because they, and be honest with your partner. Like, you know what I mean? Be honest and say, like, I'm really going through hard times here and I don't mean to take it out on you, but this is just how I feel. And this is, affecting us, and we, need your support.
Right.
Okay. So let's try to see what's going to happen with your career. See what's going to happen with that. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the first card that I pull for you for your career is actually the waiting game. And that's exactly what you're going through. Number 2, it is number 2 card, which is all about choices and decisions that you have to make. And I know that you've been waiting because you're waiting to find the right thing for you, right? The right fit for you. The beautiful thing about this card is that you are like, it's always like, it's worth the wait, like it's one of those cards that it's like, okay, the wait really sucks, but when it comes, it's going to be like really good. So the obstacle that you have in this particular spread is the hope card. And the hope card is all about abundance. And basically with this card in this spot, the universe is saying you're losing hope, right? You're losing the trust. So today's a good day because it's the full moon, right? Like write out those blocks, right? Write out those blocks, like the relationship, the career, right? Just write them out, because the advice from the universe is, again, another number 2 is movement, choices, and decisions. So choices are coming in for you, right? And it's going to be more than one, and you're going to have to make a decision on what you're going to do. You do have the shadow card, which is also the moon card in the old tarot. It is a number 9, and you can get into all of like the shadow work and stuff. But when I look at this card for you, I feel that what they're saying is that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so don't give up. Don't give up. Right? You got it right. Because in the end, for you, your outcome in this particular spread is the transformation card, which is beautiful because it's a number 4. It's all about building your foundations and really like sprouting your wings. You may find you actually end up doing something slightly different than you've expected, right? So I just pulled another card just to kind of clarify that, and you have the Magician, which is awareness in this deck, which is the number 1, which is all about new opportunities, and it's all about you, like yet again manifesting what you want. I think it's going to be interesting for you because you do have a fair amount of choices like coming in, at least 2 anyway, if not more. And the thing that comes in that you're going to be like, I don't even know how to do that. Doesn't even look right to me. That's probably going to be the one.
That's so interesting.
It is interesting. overall, it's going to work for you. Just have patience and trust the universe, okay? Because you're losing that hope. They're recognizing that, okay?
I am, and in all honesty, a lot of it also has to do with the way things have been going in my relationship, because there's just been several instances that I would get a gig and then my boyfriend would become like jealous and not want me to do it. So that's why also I've been feeling stuck, because it's like just a lot of contradicting words and actions.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what? Try to have a conversation about that. I do have to go. I only have a few seconds left, but try to talk to him about that and see if you can work it out. You know, but you have to do what's best for you. You have to do what's best for you in the end. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Erica, for calling in, and good luck with everything.
All right.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Happy full moon in Sagittarius. Remember, get those declutter, get those clearings out, get those blocks out, and have a great one. We'll see you next. Well, some of you I'll see next time. Some of you will hear me next time. All right. Bye-bye.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Astro Weather and Readings with Ashley June. Ashley June. Live from AshleyJune.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Astro Weather and Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, I am Ashley from AshleyJune.com, here with your Astro Weather Report for the week of May 22nd to the 28th. Tomorrow we have the full moon in Sagittarius. That's going to be one of our major aspects of the week. And Sagittarius is the sign of the archer. It's like, if you see just like the little symbol for it, it's a bow and arrow. But the thing about Sagittarius is it's not about where the arrow lands. It's about the journey of the flight of the arrow. Sagittarius is the sign of the seeker of truth, and ruled by the planet Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck. So this full moon, I think Sagittarius is one of the most fun sides of the zodiac. I think we're going to be really doing a lot of release work, or having release energy surrounding what is our truth, what is truth to you, and releasing anything that's holding you back, because Sagittarius cannot be held back. You can't tell Sagittarius what to do. If you try to tell them what to do, they're going to do the opposite. So a lot of release work around those themes. The other thing about Sagittarius, because they are ruled by Jupiter, they are protected by Jupiter. And because Jupiter is that gifter of luck, you might, if you know any Sagittarians, you know this is true, that a Sagittarius can get themselves in all types of trouble, but they always come out smelling like a rose. Or they are the person who you're like, why is their life so much easier? They probably don't have a lot of Saturn placements, that teacher taskmaster. Jupiter just makes things easier on a Sagittarius. So full moon in Sag tomorrow. And then we will have also Venus moves into Gemini. And then on the 25th, Jupiter is going to move into Gemini. So we've got a lot of planets changing signs from Taurus into Gemini. This is going to give us a lot lighter energy. Gemini is the sign of the twins. It's an air sign. And Jupiter, when he moves into a new sign, he brings that gift, those gifts and luck to that sign. So if you're a Gemini or you have heavy Gemini placements, great for you, because for the next year, you will have Jupiter in your sign. So again, he also brings protection with him. Jupiter protects those that he rules. And whenever he shows up into your sign, he's going to give you a little bit more protection to be able to go out and really go after what it is that you're looking for in life. Always great to have Jupiter in your sign, always very exciting. And I think what we're also going to see with this, because Jupiter makes things bigger and expansive, Gemini is the sign of mental health. It's the sign of the connection of the mind and the body. I think we're going to see on a world front, more talk about this, more looking into mental health and how our brains really affect our bodies. So look out for all of those. Very exciting week. And I am ready for a caller. Julie?
Yes, this is Julie.
Hi, Julie. How are you today?
I'm hanging in there.
Is there anything specific that you've called in for today that you were wanting to ask about? Anything specific going on in your life?
Yeah, my son, he just passed away. Could you tell me why he passed away? I don't know. They don't know why he passed away. He was only 36.
I'm so sorry to hear about your loss, Julie.
Thank you.
Angels and higher vibrational dimensional energies. So let me see what I can get here. Let's see what we have. I'm using my angel decks here. The first thing that I'm having come up is with this question is the Six of Water here. And this is about, this card can be about childhood, something, and then the next card coming up is the Two of Earth. So these two cards together, too much going on at once. Did he have any known illnesses or anything that was from his childhood?
He couldn't deal with his dad passing away.
I'm sorry.
His dad passed away when he was only 21. Yeah.
Okay. And so you're saying he just suddenly passed. There was no...
He had a hernia.
The father.
He went in the hospital a couple times for a hernia. They wouldn't do nothing for him. They just give him medicine for blood pressure pills. Yeah.
For your son?
Yeah. We think maybe the hernia busted or something. He was found on the edge of the couch, leaned over, hunched over. Yep.
What I'm getting here is that that because of the Six of Water that's coming up here, I think that this is something that had been ongoing, but it just wasn't treated. And
yeah.
This Two of Earth also coming up here about a lot of different things going on, but that they weren't treated here. Let me see.
Yeah.
Pull out some chakra energy cards here as well. The card that's coming up is the Raphael card. That's the Archangel, and the card is healing. It's a beautiful green card, and you can see the angel Raphael here. So it was an ongoing health issue here is what I'm getting with that as well. And did you ask for there to be an autopsy done to find out?
Yes. He did do the autopsy. It's going to take 4 to 9 months to find out. Yep.
Yeah, it does take a long time. It's not something that's quick.
Because he was only 36 and he was passed away by himself. So yeah, they had to do autopsy.
Yes. I'm so sorry to hear of your loss here.
Thank you.
And then the third eye chakra card is coming up next here. So what I'm hearing with this, and this is just a beautiful purple card, and it looks like an eye with the symbol of the third eye chakra. So that's about being able to see the unseen. And I think that, so you knew that he had a hernia. He knew he had a hernia. This is what I'm saying, that he did know that there was an issue here, but that it wasn't treated properly.
Right. Yeah.
Because of that. And then I have the Knight of Air card coming up. This is a card, this is an event that happened very quickly, is what this card represents here. Something happening very, very fast. So what happened when it happened, it was very shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, very shocking.
Very shocking. And I think, and it was very quick to him. It would not have been something that was slow and painful. It would have been very quick.
That helps a lot to know that.
It was not suffering. That Knight of Air card, that is all about quickness. So it happened very quickly. Well, these jump out here. This one. So the next card I'm using another angel deck here. This card is called Evolution, and it's about preparedness. And what I'm hearing is he was not prepared for this at all, and times that this was very, very shocking.
Right.
Yes, then I have this point of view card coming up in a reverse, and this is all about being oblivious, not knowing, not seeing this coming. So it was obviously a shock for you, but it was a shock for him as well. And what I'm hearing is that this was an ongoing health issue, but it was just never taken care of properly. And I'm so sorry. Very difficult. But I am hearing that it was very shocking for him, but that he's in a good place now, and that he is in the light, and you don't have to worry about that, and that he is able to. So when you want to talk to him because he is with you, he is around you. I heard that he likes to maybe listen for songs, if he might send you songs, certain music that comes on, for him to show you that he's with you and near you, that is one of the ways that he might contact you there, Julie. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Julie. And I'm, again, so sorry for your loss. Always such a difficult thing to lose the ones that we love. But he's not completely gone. He's just in another form on the other side. And you can still talk to him because he can still hear you for sure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. And listeners, if you would like to book a private reading with me, an astrological reading, or a psychic reading, you can contact me at ashliejune.com. That's ASHLIEJUNE.com.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is the Hallie Elise Show
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. As always, I am delighted, excited, especially so this evening because I have a wonderful friend and guest and now sponsor of the Hallie Elise Show, the amazing, incredible, ultimate networker, George Dubeck. Hi, George. How are you?
Hey, it's great to be here. And by the way, you're looking great.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're very photogenic there. You come across looking really good. Anyway, I'm just happy to be on your show, and I know you do all kind of great things, and people probably all around the world are tuning in to hear some good stuff that we hopefully can present to them tonight.
Absolutely. Let's tell everybody first a little bit about you. You have multiple books out. You do emceeing and speaking engagements and connecting people. And I'm trying to think how long I know you, because we met when my office was at another building, and I've been in the present building about 10 years. Prior to that, I was in the other building about 5 years. So I'd say roughly 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Boy, I was young. That's back when I was young. Bring that up. But I've been around the block. Yeah, I was an engineer at General Motors. Then I moved to Florida from Ohio back in 1985. I had one of the largest singles networks in South Florida called the Find a Mate Singles Network from probably 88 to 92. 10,000 single people were in my network. We were teaching them how to find a mate. And then my wife got pregnant. I sold the business, and we went into the high-tech world. We started a hosting online marketing company, website development, and we ran that company for many, many years. And then I retired from everyday office work at my company, and I became an entrepreneur. I've been in the movies. I've been on national TV. I had my own radio show for 13 years called the Internet Business Hour. I've been a flamenco dancer, a professional flamenco dancer. I was a stained glass artist. I've written books. I've been, like I said, been in movies, television. I was on the Phil Donahue show, Sally Jesse Raphael show back in the day.
Well, you're aging both of us with the people that you're mentioning.
Yeah, right. Some people don't even know who they are.
I was going to say, there's a certain generation that's going to go, who? What? The gist is when talk shows were really about talk and not about who'd you sleep with and whose baby's mama, and we could go into a whole different scenario there. But I think we'll skip that and get right to the meat of things, which is I'm always speaking about energy and the fact that everything is energy. With you doing the love list, and I had shared before the show this evening about that's the thing that we were going to talk about. People are always looking to connect. They're always looking to understand better what it is that they need to find. Now, I was looking at your actual list when it comes to qualifiers for connecting with someone. However, I know that it's not limited to just a list. I know that it has more to do with creating circles. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, there's a couple of different aspects of finding a compatible mate. Number one is to make a list. That's kind of a, exactly what you're looking for. Physical characteristics, personality traits, deal makers, deal breakers, background, experience, kind of like a private eye looking for a missing person, like they're describing this person.
Right.
So once you do that, then you have to get into the next phase, which is once somehow you find this compatible person, which is a prospect, then we have an interview process where you go through a series of questions that relate to you, your lifestyle, your attitudes, your behavior. And it's like almost a job interview, really, because in today's world, I hate to say this, but finding a mate's becoming a business. You have to look at it like a business. Love, sex, and romance doesn't seem to work anymore. And chance on a fate definitely isn't going to work.
Okay, here's the thing, though. You want us to find a mate to relate. To me, that speaks volumes of what sort of energy you're putting out into the world. And I know we speak a different language when it comes to that. You tend to be more linear in your verbiage, and I tend to be a bit more abstract. A lot of people would say woo-woo, but I try really to be mainstream and not out in la-la land and glazed over. And I do try to take a look at both sides. When you're talking about making a list and you're talking about today's world, and I would agree that it's more complicated, more difficult. I noticed on your form, it reminded me of something that I looked at years ago, which was one of these big companies that, like I said, kind of interviewed you as if it was a job that you were going for. However, even if you're going for a job, it has to feel right. Because wouldn't you agree, really and truly, that you could have a perfect list? The person has all of the qualifications that you're looking for, and yet there's nothing there. There's no magic. There's no connection. There's no energetic explosion and fireworks.
Well, there's 4 things that I would say you have to have for a long-term relationship. Number 1 is you have to have physical attractiveness. In other words, you have to like the way the other person looks. They don't have to be Hollywood handsome or be a Playboy bunny, but you have to like them, their appearance, okay? Right. Number 2 is communication, being on the same wavelength, understanding each other. Why does the guy like to go to football games? Why does the gal like to go shopping and take trips? I mean, so you got to understand, why do they do that? Not just, I'll let them do that. No, why do they do that? Appreciate it. And then number 3 is basically you have to have a respect for the other person. Mutual respect for each other, and the idea of why you're getting together. Okay, that's number 3. Like have respect and a goal that you're going to be married or have kids or whatever. And that's the most important one. Actually, though, is the goal. Is what is the goal with this relationship? And that's why I try to tell people. One of the problems in the past was nobody ever discussed it. It's like you got together with somebody, you had fun, you had a date, you had good sex. And it's like, okay, this is great. But I always say a good date does not always make a good mate. So you have to look into what's going to happen 10 years down the road. Once we, in fact, here's what we always say, Hallie, is a relationship goes like this. It goes up for plus or minus 2 years. And then it peaks somewhere after that point. And then sometimes it crashes. And most of the time it kind of just starts to go like that, a long run.
Why though?
So you have to think about what's going to happen after that plus or minus 2 years. What's this person like? You're going to be stuck with them then, let's say. So all the habits that you overlooked because you're having fun and you're having a great time, after 10 years, it's like, you know what? I don't like that anymore.
Okay, so let's fine tune this and clarify for those that are listening and watching. Are you talking about those red flags that everybody is aware of? So meaning, you have a great time. However, you don't like the way your mate chews with their mouth open, and it only gets worse over time versus better. And you can't really criticize it because you said okay to it to begin with because you went with them. Are you talking about things that are more intrinsic? Because you said goal. And to me, goal has to do with what's going to inspire us, whether it's an individual or it's a couple. And it's funny because I go back to energy. Everything is based on kinetic energy, how you relate to one another, how you communicate, how good the sex is or isn't. How do you feel about each other just sitting in the same room and not doing anything? When you talk about that 2-year period, why does it have to either peak and then start to move down or crash? Why can it not go the other way and go upwards? See, I need more clarity as far as that goes.
Well, all I can say is I go by experience. And all I know is that I don't know any couples out of the thousands of people, singles and couples that I've been involved with over all these years. I never saw anybody that did that got to a point and then it continued to grow. I'd say there is a possibility there might be a few people but it would be so minuscule that, basically, like, here's my favorite story. My wife and I, when we first got together, we were Barbie and Ken. We were madly in love, passionately in love. We couldn't keep our hands off each other. We had the same likes, the same compatibility. I used my love list to find my wife. Oh, okay, let me tell you the story. When I was single, this was back in the disco days. Remember the disco days?
I do.
Okay. I had a 3-piece white suit, black shirt, gold chains, a Smokey and the Bandit Firebird, 2-inch platform shoes, and I was a good dancer. So plenty of dates, not a problem, but I couldn't find that right combination for a female. So I made a list, my love list. I didn't call it that at the time, but I made a list. And this was before the internet and online dating and cell phones. Anyway, I gave my 10 best male friends who were meeting women all the time. I said, look, guys, here's my description. If you find a gal like this, would you please introduce me? 3 months later, my best friend calls me up. He says, I met this gal at a party. You got to meet her. That was my now wife of 44 years. So we met. I gave her my interview. She answered, I call it the 20-question interview. She answered all 20 questions to my satisfaction. And I'll never forget, I looked at her, I said, you know what? You would make somebody a good wife someday. And I walked away and I go, wait a minute. She'd make a good wife for me. That's it was like astounding. Everything, the physical characteristics, personality trait, age, background, the interview, everything was great. And then we got together and it continued. It was like, unbelievable. It was fantastic.
Your period.
The what?
You just said it continued, and you guys have been together for so many years.
Yeah, well, 44 years. But here's the funny part. After about 15, 20 years being together, and of course, after 12 years, we had our own child. I had two children from previous marriage. So once we had our child, things did shift. There's no doubt when you're married and you have children, there is a shift of some sort. And sometimes it actually ruins the dynamics. Well, anyway, it was kind of funny, but after she became a mother, let's say, like a lot of times I would ask her to go places with me. She'd go, I don't want to go. I go, what do you mean you don't want to go? You used to go. And she says, when we were first together, I just wanted to be with you. She didn't really care about where it was. She wanted to be with me. Well, now she's got a daughter and we've been married a long time. And it's like, she doesn't really have to go with me. It's not like a necessity to be around me. And I thought that was fascinating. I thought, wow, it's again, a dynamic shift just because, but we still, we have a great relationship. We love each other. We still have fun. We never argue. To tell you the truth, in 44 years, we just don't argue. And one of the reasons, Hallie, is because when we got married, the first year I told her she's going to take care of the money. That was it. I said, you take care of the money. I'll give you my paycheck. You take your paycheck. You do what you want with it. And maybe that was a secret. I don't know.
Because it depends if she handles money well or not.
But anyway, the thing with, my son is also a relationship therapist in Indianapolis. And he tells me stories. It's just crazy. But one of the things that no matter what type of person you are, we're having a culture problem in this country today. It's a severe culture problem. Like I was at a meeting tonight at the church. I met this gal. She comes in. She's about in her 60s. She said she just recently broke up. And I says, oh, really? I feel bad. She's with a guy for 30 years. They never got married. She had a kid from a previous marriage, and he had 2 kids from a previous marriage. And they're together 30 years. They must have had a great time, a great connection, 30 years with somebody. And they're breaking up. I felt so bad. I thought, oh my goodness, I just felt so bad for her. It just sounded terrible. 30 years, you didn't even get married, but you're breaking up now. And now she goes, oh, I'm lost. She said, I don't know what to do, where to go. I need to meet people. And
here's the thing.
That's kind of our culture.
Okay, that may be our culture, and I don't think we should stay with people that are not satisfying our needs, whether it's intellectual, physical, whether it's emotional, financial. If you're not able to work it out, you're not able to figure it out, work together, I can understand why people separate, move apart.
Well, that's the key. You got to be willing to work together and overcome everything.
And again, that brings me back to, we are interesting beings because we tend to grow not always together. Sometimes we grow parallel, sometimes we're together, sometimes we go in opposite directions. And if you're together and you make a commitment, and again, I'm going to use the word energy, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, what is she talking about? There is an integral connection that you have with yourself, that if you really trust your partner and you share, you can keep coming back to get to that together so that you can work together. Now, for instance, you and your wife, you recognize that she didn't need to be with you. She's choosing to be with you, still choosing to have a good time with you, but she doesn't need to go with you every single place all the time. And the truth is, you're a very social being, and it's okay because you know wherever you go, you're going to meet people, you're going to have a conversation, you're going to have a good time because you're okay with you. And I've said something for years and years and years that I'm going to share, and that is you should be an individual even when you are a couple. You still have to have those things that make you you. You still have to thrive. And I think your love list helps people find that mate, like you said, to relate. However, where does it go from there? That brings me full circle back to what you were saying about a goal. What is that goal? And do you have to reinvent the goal? Do you have to?
Everything, nothing is in stone. Like once you make the love list, I always tell people to find that person, you have to really be outgoing. You got to be meeting a lot of people. You got to be really on your game. Most people aren't. So you have to make adjustments. The love list is it's like a dynamic concept. It's not cut in stone. You might have to compromise in certain areas.
Right.
And then the one factor where you come from is, and maybe the most prominent factor of a long-term relationship is chemistry, which is the thing you're talking about, energy, the touch of a person, the smell of a person, how they, in fact, the rate of speech is very important in a relationship. If one person talks too fast and the other talks too slow, over time, that wears on each other.
Sure.
I noticed, like when my wife and I talk, we're on the same pace. Like my mom and dad had a horrible relationship. My mom was outgoing, loud, talking all the time. My dad was quiet and subdued. And it was like, I could just see they aggravated each other. So just little things, little chemistry things that could throw you off.
Right.
But
okay.
That's
let's get back to something though that makes your love list, different. And that is, it's not limited to the person just looking. You said before about when you were younger, you made that list and you told all the guys, here, this is my list. You actually invite other people into the search for your mate, correct?
Right. Yeah,
Explain
well, that's the key. I call it referral matchmaking. So instead of going online dating or going to bars and nightclubs, because the other thing about getting people to help you is usually they're going to introduce you to people or find people that are in the circle, the same circle. It's more credibility. They're not strangers. They're not coming from some different country or city. You don't know who they are. There's just a stronger credibility factor involved there.
Okay. Now, how does someone connect with you so that they can connect with these wonderful circles of people? Do they have to do it alone by themselves? I mean, you're there to help, yes?
Yeah, well, that's what I teach people. I coach people on referral matchmaking and the concept of making the love list, doing the interview process, and then understanding, your goals. What are you looking to achieve? Not just find a guy. Like I had a gal the other day says, she was stationed over in, I forget what country, but she had been divorced, and she goes, hey, George, I just want a guy. I go, wait, really? You just want a guy? Okay. So people, I try to get them to focus a little bit, like, what is the end result? Why do you want a guy? What are you going to do with him? Okay. And he should, and also both parties should establish the goal in the beginning. Not wait till you have all that fun dating and good sex and all that. And then you say, well, I really want to do this. And he goes, oh, I didn't know you want to do that. I want to do this. So in the beginning, that's what the interview process is. Like if you found the right person, the most compatible person, what is your objective? What is your goal? Do you want to marry them? You want to live together? You want to move to Europe? You want to start a business together? You definitely need to establish that.
I think that adds to that idea of growing together. I don't want to leave this out. I know you have so many books out. Are any of them?
I got quite a few books. I have Personal Introduction Handbook for Singles.
Okay, back up the Handbook for Singles. Show that cover again. Okay, and all of these can be found at tinyurl.com. ULT George, GORGE. Is it / I think it might be / Yes, tinyurl.com / George. And if they don't know that or they can't use that, they can go to Amazon and look up George Dubec, DUBEC, correct? Did I lose you there? George, are you still there? Oh, seems like sound went out. Okay, well, George is holding up his books. For some reason, George, you're muted. I don't know what happened. Maybe you can push a button there. Tech, that's what happens when you're on live, but it's okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. All right, so what I was
Anyway, these are as good as an interview. These have thousands of questions about the real world and about sex that you can sit with your partner on a long car ride and ask all these questions from the book and learn about each other. That's why I created these.
Excellent. I love that. Okay, so again, people can find those if they don't remember the URL I just gave, which was the tinyurl.com / alt, ULT, George, GEORGE. And the alt is actually not A because it's alt for like ultimate. Right? But if for some reason you didn't catch that, you can go to Amazon.com and look up George Dubec, DUBEC. I'm going to repeat it again, and George is GORGE. You have a multitude of books. You have books on marketing. You have books on networking. You've pretty much taken license to share with everybody all the knowledge that you have, which is amazing. Now,
I covered both business and social networking, I call it.
Great. Now tell me, if you could tell a couple how to move beyond that 2-year period and do so with finesse, what would that sound like?
Well, the only 2 words that I would use to people is you got to make a commitment and it is your obligation. That's it. You got, and I hate to say it this way, but you got to make it work. But sometimes because of situations, I don't know, alcoholism or drug addiction or somebody's cheating on somebody. I mean, it like gets to a point where it breaks. But other than that, you just, the main thing is, well, here's the key that I found out is if you wake up every day and think about how you can make your wife happy or your husband happy, I think that would make your much smoother sailing, and you can keep that instead of dipping down, you can kind of keep that or even make it go up higher. Don't think about yourself. Think about what can I do today? Fold the towels, wash the dishes. I don't know, buy her flowers.
Good. My brother always says, happy wife, happy life. So this is in alignment with that. I think though it comes down to really and truly recognizing that you are not the only one in the relationship. And so you need to make sure that both of you are happy. Both of you are feeling good. And as I mentioned earlier, having those needs met. Is there, by the way, a quick way to reach you if somebody doesn't want to go to a URL? Is there a good phone number to give out for you?
Yeah, anybody can call me at 561-777 Lucky Sevens 3196. So that's 561-777-3196. Call me up. I also do a lot of giving away of my books by PDF format, sometimes just to get people jump started because some people really, really struggling. So I'm not out to, I've already set myself up in life as far as financial. I'm not interested in making money per se. I'm interested in helping people.
Quick question. If somebody calls or texts and says, hey, I'm really in a bad spot, can I get a book? Would you be open to sending them? Okay. So one more time, that phone number, because believe it or not, it's just about time to say goodbye. So phone number
561-777-3196. And I'm more than happy to share, my books with people that I feel like they really need to get jump started.
Thanks so much for being on tonight, George. And remember, everybody, you really want to think about your mate, and finding the mate, you have to be in alignment with them. And when you have them, you really have to be in alignment with them so that you're able to continue and move forward and grow. George's books can be found on Amazon. Just look up George Dubeck. And to reach out to me for a private session or to pick my brain after the show, you can inbox me or you can call the radio. Thank you.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to Understanding Spirit. I'm dealing with a few allergies at the moment, so I'm hoping I'm not sounding too nasally. And I don't need to be a bit sniffly. But we're going to go into the 3-card pull. So please just take a moment to tune into whether you are drawn to card 1, 2, or 3. All right. Now, if you have, everything's upside down. If you have been drawn to card 1, this card does come up quite a bit. It is a ancestors card, and with this, am being told to just tell you to seek guidance from your loved one. That's a common thing. They want you to know they're still there for you. They're still watching over you, all of that. But what I am seeing is like a collective of fathers, grandfathers, father figures that are stepping forward to assist you at this moment. So if you have somebody like that in spirit, they're the ones that are actively involved in what is going on in your life right now. They're the ones that are stepping forward to assist. And I can see whatever they did with you, whatever when they were alive, what their personalities. So if they like to play jokes on you, I can see that. I can see others singing, others dancing. So, having a real sense of humor. So, whatever they were like, I'm seeing all different kinds of personalities, right? So the one that has passed that is significant for you, that's the one that is stepping forward. They also want you to remember them. They're giving me that because I want you to remember them as they were in the physical. That's how they are in the spiritual realm. And they also want you to draw strength from what they were like to assist you as well. I did feel like I needed to pull another card, and I got this card, which is a wisdom card. I'm just going to read them out for the purpose of time. And it says, you're called to serve as a mentor for someone or as a role model and guide who can show the way. Use your wisdom and experience. So either that will like that, and they want you to draw on that strength to bring that out in yourself as well. And then if you was my second card, here we go. Then the no, hang on, I'm getting all my cards mixed up. This is my second card, thought and vibrations, right? And, we know as we think that's what we are. And I just feel with this card, if you've picked this card, you need to change your mindset about things. You need to allow other people to come into your life that will give you new ideas, new opportunities. I keep hearing listen and learn, use your discernment and allow yourself to be guided to a happy place and, a happier life, and just to allow happiness and inner peace to come back into your thoughts. My guide is also saying you might want to journal this process, and kind of start a diary where you are like, I've changed my mindset today in this way, and these are the positive outcomes that I see from my day. And to look back on it after 3 months, not any sooner, because every day you can obsess. And you can see a greater difference if you look back after a certain amount of time. The card that I got with that was a strategy card, and again I'll read this out. It says you need a step-by-step plan of attack to reach the next level. Get the advice of someone who is already where you want to go, which lines up with the message from Spirit as well. And the third card, if you pick this, was beneath the surface. As soon as I touched this card, my guide said to me, beneath the surface lies the snake, but you are stronger. Okay, so there will be, I could see some hidden information, manipulations, any deceit will be revealed to you, will come to the surface, all right, but it needs to be cleared up quickly, all right? If that does not resonate with you, the other side of this card is that you need to face things. At the moment, you're kind of like not wanting to deal with certain situations, and it's time that you actually need to do that. and just listen to your intuition. Don't go around being suspicious that everyone you speak to, everyone that says something is the snake. All right, just it will unfold. You'll find out soon enough who it is. The card that I got with this was the protection card. And it says you're being protected from deceit and from situations that no longer serve you. Lie low for a while and you'll be shown the truth. Okay, so that lines up with the message from Spirit as well. Okay, now I have my caller. Tampa, are you there? Lisa. Oh, sorry. Lisa.
Yes, I'm here.
Doing all what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Lisa. I don't know why I got that.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you so much for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm actually doing great tonight. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Aside from my allergies, I'm doing very well. How can I help you today?
Okay, so my sister is playing a lot of really dirty games. She's a lawyer, and she's settling my father's estate. He just passed in September. And I just want to know, I'm actually going to have to get an attorney and sue her, and it's really a mess. And I know you can't give legal advice, but, what do you feel about the situation?
Is your father in the physical, or is he passed?
My father passed away, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I do have a male spirit here. And I will describe this male spirit and you can tell me if this is your father, okay? He's coming in, he's he's actually coming in very emotional, all right? So maybe he can give you some advice about all this too. He's coming in, he's very emotional. He's got a walking stick, but I don't know if he needed support walking in the physical or whether he just needed the support emotionally when he was alive. But I'm seeing him as being very compassionate, very calm, very caring. He's wise, he's diplomatic, kind of very balanced. Does that make sense for you as your father?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Because he's also telling me that he played his cards in life. So either he liked to play cards or he kind of, dealt his own cards in life. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. Because I wrote some stuff down, so I want to make sure that I give it to you very quickly before I go into answering your question, all right, because it might be relevant to you. All right. Yes. I've written down here that he was saying to me to tell you to take care of yourself and that you're not taking care of yourself enough. All right.
That's true. That is
is that correct?
Yes, that's true. Because I'm under so much stress from, the illegal activities that are going on around me, and I'm trying to fight for my life over here. I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah, I can see that. And he's saying be optimistic during this time. And he's also saying that he's worried about you. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also saying, he told me to write this down, right? And he said, please forgive me, I wasn't there. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, with the finances, I am seeing the struggles with money. I do feel you got to trust your gut. You got to do some soul searching around this and what resonates with you. He's saying don't go down a darker path. Do you know what I mean? Be true to yourself. Don't be a person that you're not for the sake of money. All right?
Okay. True. That's so true.
Yeah, he's saying there will be a transition into calmer sort of waters. This will pass for you, all right? I do see an ending to the backstabbing and the betrayal and the enemies, and there's bitching and bad-mouthing and bitterness
yes.
around you, right?
Yes, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it will come to an end, Lisa, all right? I'm also seeing your mental health, like there's fear and anxiety and stress and just feeling overwhelmed and mentally overloaded, all right?
Yes.
So you need to take care of yourself, all right? I feel like legally my guide's giving me 3 ticks for your legal outcome to be positive, all right? Your dad is saying just stay focused, one step at a time. Don't be overwhelmed so you can win this, okay? Just it's like a whole little battles wins the whole war, okay? And it wants you to be very strategic. Does that make sense?
Well, I have been. That's so accurate. Yeah.
All right. Just continue doing that. Do breathing, okay? And relax around it. Thank you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Divine Heart Channeling with Ivana Botic. Search Divine Heart Channeling on Facebook and all other social media.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Divine Heart Channeling
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? I just want to say again, thank you for having me. And before we start, I would like to share the guided message from our guardians of the Akash records. And what resonates with you, take it, and what's not, leave it for someone else. So the guardians want you to know that with this coming eclipse at 8, the important thing is to take care of yourself, to give yourself more love, to give yourself more self-care and everything that you do to do from your heart. Because when you are going from your heart, you are being pure, divine love and light. So that's the message for the start. And I will answer some of your questions. First, I would like to start with Priya, with what we said with the message of the guardians. You ask about the right person coming your way and online dating and everything about that. The guardians want to tell you that the most important thing for you is to start asking yourself, what is it that you want from your partner? What are some things that you would love to have? What is something that make your heart burst of joy? Start paying attention to the things that make you happy, the things that make you fulfilled. Because only then, when you are okay with yourself, when you know what you're worth, when you know what you want, you will pull that kind of person to your space. It doesn't matter, is it an older or younger person? It's all about the energy. It's all about how you feel about yourself first, if that makes any sense. So how they want to summarize it is put attention to yourself. Put attention to your desires, and then you will be able to find the person, or better to say, the person you're looking for is going to find you. I hope this resonates with you. Leave me a message, comment on post or here. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Next thing I would like to tell you guys is when you're asking about the health, it's a little bit bigger subject, and it's a really, we don't have so much time in our 15 minutes show to answer to your all health problems and to give you advices and guidance. So if you would like to have that kind of session, you can always contact me. We will make something out of it. The next person that I would like to answer the question is Echo. You wanted to know what does the spirit are telling you, what they want you to know. Are they communicate with you? And the short answer is yes, they are communicate with you and they are around you and they are trying to put your, like, how they is showing me is like they're tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey, we are here, pay attention to us, if that make any sense. Because they want you to be present. They want you to be in moment, to pay attention to the things around you in your life. They are showing me like you are going, for example, looking at your phone and the life is passing next to you. Stop for the moment, put that phone down and just look around yourself and you will see signs everywhere from your spirits. One thing, they're like giving me the feeling or they want to show you to the happiness you are looking for is here. The happiness is within you. You just need to stop for a minute and stop and listen to your heart and listen to your gut feeling. It's here. That's like they're showing me like it's here and right now. Just be present. I hope that this resonates with you, and also you can leave me the comment down below to see what do you have to say about the answer from your spirits and what our guardians are like sending me and showing me right now. Is the answer to another question that I get is from Audrey. You asked me about your partner that passed away. Is it around you? Is it near you? And all of it. So first thing, the guardians of the Akash are showing me that your partner that passed, it's with you. It's with you all the time. And they would like you to suggest to you, how can you be sure? How can you feel them? How can you feel their presence? Is when you feel like you are alone, with like you need a conversation with them, talk with them. Just like just like you would talk with them if they are in person with you, sitting at the table with you, if that make any sense to you. How they're showing me, the guardians, is you having like a full conversation, saying whatever it's on your heart, whatever it's on your mind. Be open, be vulnerable, be gentle with yourself, firstly. And also, the guardians are showing me, if you don't believe that too much, that they are there, ask for the signs, ask for some clarifications, and be specific. Ask for example, I don't know, pink elephant. It doesn't matter where it's going to show, but it's going to show and they're going to give you that confirmation. They're going to show you that they are there with you to be your wind in your back, to give you those wings that you are feeling like you are missing. And about unborn child, nothing is coming through right now, but it doesn't mean it's not there. They wanted me to put focus on your partner and your relationship with yourself firstly, and then with your partner. If that makes any sense, I would like you to let me know if that feels like something that you could resonate with, or is there something else that you need me to clarify? I would be more than happy to do it. Another thing the guardians are like giving me right now is for everyone that this resonate. Again, it is with that being in moment, with being present, with paying attention to our bodies. If you don't know, we have like mainly 6 bodies. We have physical, emotional, ego, spiritual body, mind, and our inner child. they would like us to pay more attention to our inner child, to be more with our kiddo in ourselves, to play more with it, to find the things that we used to do when we were kids that bring us so much joy, and to bring back that things in our life. Because rising our vibration, rising our frequencies, we're gonna go easier with these ascension symptoms that we all have. I believe if you are watching this and you are here, you are already on ascended journey, and you know how sometimes it can be, I'm not gonna say painful, but rough for our physical body and emotional and with our mind. So they want us to bring back more of that childish energy, joyful in our everyday life. They're showing me like we can always take ourselves to ice cream, to a playground, and just sit on the swing and be present, be in the moment, feel that energy that is coming through, feel that joyfulness, and to take it into our life, everyday life, to take it on our every single situation that is happening next. They want us to be more like kids, if that make any sense to you guys. And also one thing they want me to share with you is not so popular thinking about the ego, but ego is our friend, because ego is part of us. We shouldn't be like killing ego or shut it down or whatever, because ego was always there to protect us whenever we need it, whenever we felt like we are not worthy, like we are not seen or heard. Ego was there to protect us, and it did its job the best that it knew. So don't be too hard on your ego, and don't be like, get out of the room, you're not good enough, because ego is you, like every other body that is in you, it's you, if that make any sense. Some things that coming through also is how can you do simple exercise with your bodies, like daily check-ins. You can daily, like when you are brushing your teeth or you are washing your hands, you can like go, hey ego, how are you today? Or hey spiritual body, how are you feeling? What can I do to make you feel better? Or your mind to ask, do you have so much tasks? Do you want to put something aside and like do it later or some other day, if that make any sense to you? The guardians are really like preparing us for beautiful things that are coming. Just be yourself, and everything you do from your heart, and it's gonna be amazing. And before I end this show, I wanna tell you that you can stay tuned on my page, because soon I will be doing some bundles, some packages. I will be doing records reading from your own guardians, from your own Akash records. I will be doing some healings and meditations, and I'm free and open for suggestions. What would you like to have in that bundle? And we're gonna make some symbolic price, so don't worry about it. I would like to hear from you guys, and to thank you once more for being here with me tonight. And I love doing this show, and I love that you are having me here. And once again, thank you, and see you next show. Bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeagerwalk. Julie Yeagerwalk, live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening. Welcome to the middle of March. I can't believe that we are already into spring. Technically not spring for another week or so, but it feels like it here in the Pacific Northwest. We've had a lot of sun, and, you know, even me, I'm feeling spring fever when we get days like this where there's 2, 3, 4 days in a row with sun. It's like, oh, you get all excited, and then boom, the rain hits the week after, and it's back to cold, wet, sometimes gloomy weather. But right now, I'm going to take it because I really can use a dose of sunshine right now. And it's really funny. There are people, and they're like, yep, I'm taking today and tomorrow off and making a long weekend because it's sunny. So everybody's headed to the beach, right? When it's sunny here in the Pacific Northwest, everybody heads to the beach. Everyone heads to the ocean. So, which I would love to do myself, but I know that everybody else is going to be there. So I'm going to wait one more week, or maybe a couple of weeks before I do that. So I hope that you are doing well this evening, and thank you so much for joining the show. I want to talk to you about being in awareness of the signs of spirit and loved ones and angels and guides, and being in that awareness. And I know some of you are probably thinking, well, sure, I'm in awareness, but how do I become even more aware of my surroundings so that I can see the messages more clearly? So something that you can do, number one, you know, as I've said in the past, it's about slowing down, right? Clearing your mind, quieting your mind to be able to recognize those messages, because our brains are processing and computing so quickly on a daily basis. And that, as you know, as technology evolves, we are more and more functioning at a very high level. And, you know, our brains are moving constantly. They're not shutting off. And we are trying to do everything at the speed of sound and speed of light. So everything is just faster. So it's a matter of slowing down and just taking a breath. So some good exercises that you can do to kind of bring you into that awareness and being more aware of your surroundings is really important. And so these are just a couple of techniques that you can do to kind of slow your mind a little bit, right? So if after dinner you're at the sink and you're washing dishes, right? Just completely bring your focus into washing dishes, right? How hot is the water? What does the sponge or the wash rag that you're using on your dishes, what does it feel like against your hands, against your skin? How does the soap feel, right? How does the glass feel against your skin, right? What does it smell like? What does your dish soap smell like? What's the sound of the water, you know, rushing over the glasses as you are rinsing them and putting them in the dish drainer? So a lot of these things are just slowing your brain down and bringing you into that focus, right? Another thing is books. I do like to read. I just haven't been able to switch over to, a Kindle or my phone or something like that. I've got to feel the pages of the book, the weight of the book. So if you are one of those that loves to read, concentrate on that. What does that book feel like in your hands? Is it light? Is it heavy? What do the pages feel like? Are the pages of the book very thin? The paper very thin? Or is it a thick type of paper? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Does the book have a smell, right? Do the pages have a smell? And, what does it sound like when you turn the page in the book? So it's about bringing all of your senses, all of your awareness to that, right? Now, if you want to get even more involved and bring in the tasting aspect of it, right? As you're cooking food or you're baking your favorite cookies, right? What are the smells? What are the sounds? What does it taste like? And as you begin to develop a lot of these senses and really put those senses out there, making them very, very useful, then it opens things up to more, right? Maybe you will catch the whiff of a certain perfume and you think, wow, that was a perfume that smells like a perfume my mom used to wear, right? Or if you taste something, wow, this brings me back to when I'm sitting in Aunt Sarah's kitchen and we're having a conversation because she always served this when we were having those conversations, right? So it's those types of things. It's really bringing in your senses to be on alert so that you can be in that awareness to hearing and seeing what your loved ones are bringing through. The questions that you're asking, right? They're coming through. And so a lot of our senses are based on, we have a lot of the heightened senses. So probably the hearing and the sight are probably our most highly used senses, right? Then comes taste and hearing and smelling, right? But you always have a couple that rise to the top. So those are great, but try using the other senses that you don't utilize as much, right? And each one of us, it's different. So as you become more and more in awareness of those senses and being in awareness of what is directly in front of you at the moment, then you can start diving in. And then you can start bringing in more and more awareness, and you can train yourself, train your brain to slow down and notice those awarenesses. And then that's when the messages really start coming through. So try it. They're really fantastic exercises to do, and it calms the brain down a little bit, almost into a meditative type of state, where you can relax the body, relax the mind, and then more information will come in. Maybe that question that you were trying to figure out all day at work today, and you just couldn't figure out what it is. When you're doing something like that, those are the times that it comes into play. How many of you have gone out to walk the dog and you're out in nature and all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I know how to solve that problem. It's taken me 2 weeks to figure out how to solve that problem. It's the same thing. It's about slowing your mind down so that the answers can come in and that you can be shown what those answers are. So use some of these techniques. They might be a little cumbersome at first because it's not probably in the norm for you to slow down enough to do some of these things, to really recognize these things. So be patient with yourself as you're doing these, because it will become easier and easier. And as you start to slow your brain down, like I said, it's like a meditative state. And then you can be more calm during your days and you'll sleep better. So try some of these techniques and see how they work for you, and then see if more messages come in for you or more answers that you've been searching for, because I bet they will. All right, perfect. We are going to head to the phone lines right now. We have a caller waiting. We have Rachel in East Peoria, Illinois. Good evening, Rachel, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, thank you.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you this evening?
I'm just, I guess I've reached a lot of goals that I put for myself, and I'm trying to figure out what the next step is, because I want to keep challenging myself and making goals and hitting them. Kind of considering starting a business and a little scared.
Yeah, starting a business, that's a big thing, right? That can be a big scary thing for a lot of us, is just making that decision, right? Can be the first step. And that's sometimes the biggest hurdle, is just to make the decision to do it. So would you like to see what is a next step for your business, or you're just wanting to look at what your next step is in general?
In general.
Okay. Let me just take a moment here to tune in and see what I come up with, and then check in with your loved ones, and then I will be right back with you. So there's just going to be a little moment of silence as I do that, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Rachel. So what Spirit is showing me right now is that it's very clear. Like, they showed me your check-off list, right? And it's like, check, 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 check. You've been very, very diligent in your processes to get things done. And not only just to get things done, but it's the priorities in your life to move you forward and to move you ahead. And so what they're showing me right now is that because you've done all these checks and balances, is what they're saying, it is like the next step is to take a look at starting a business. What they're showing me is that you need to sit down and kind of like make a platform for this and make an outline of what it is what that looks like for you, right? What that business piece of it looks like for you. They're showing me that you have a couple of things that you're looking at, but it's almost like you're kind of going back and forth a little bit. Well, is it this one for me, or is that for me? So now that you have all these things that you've kind of finished, you can really sit down and really focus in on what it is that you would like to accomplish, right? The biggest thing they're showing me is, if you're looking at starting a business, is like the outcome, right? What is your outcome for that business? What do you want to see it do? Not only for your customers, but for you, because you have to be that forefront person, because there's got to be, they're showing me it's got to be more than just being able to be in service to a customer. You have to be able to be in service to yourself. Does that make sense?
I have a good career now. I make good money, but my desire to be my own boss, set my own hours, live life on my terms, kind of thing, is where I'm at now. I'm older. I've been punching a time clock for years, and I just feel like I need a little bit more freedom in my life.
Perfect. There you go. That's exactly it, right? It's about being in service to yourself. And those are the types of things that that they're pointing out and they're showing you. Yes, you have to do all those things to kind of put yourself first. And it's interesting because when people think about starting a business, they're outside of themselves, right? And sometimes you have to look within yourself and say, well, what is it that I need out of this business as well? Because that's equally as important as what's outside. So they're showing me kind of that you're going back and forth between a couple scenarios and a couple thoughts for a business. And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I am just, there's one main thing, and then there's a couple of things that I could add into there, and I'm not sure how to fit that all together.
Okay. What I keep hearing is keep it simple.
Okay.
So right now, keep it simple. Get something going and get it off the ground, and then start bringing in, other options. If what you are trying to bring in right now seems to be a struggle, like you can't quite make the puzzle piece work, it's because it's not the right time to do that.
Okay.
So they're basically saying, yes, those things are great and they will come, but they're saying to get started, don't make it too complicated for yourself. Just start with what you know and what you do best, right? Because out of that will come other things. You will run into a client and they're like, wow, I wish you offered this, or have you thought about that? Or did you know I went to someone who did something similar and they did this, right? And you're gonna automatically just draw off of these things, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I need to do, right? It's gonna come really easily. So they're saying don't try to fit. They're saying don't try to fit a round peg in a square hole. Because that's kind of what you're trying to do right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Exciting stuff.
Right. I've just been kind of on the fence about it, and I've got to sit down and put all my thoughts together. Just like you said, I got to get me an outline going.
Yes. Yeah. What they're showing me, the biggest thing for you is to be number one, they're saying be truthful to yourself when you're doing the outline, right? Be really honest with yourself about what this looks like. They're saying that you're an amazing manifester and you can make just about anything happen, right? So make sure that when you're doing this, that it really is what you want it to be.
Okay.
Because you may manifest something and you think, oh, I really didn't want that. Because we can manifest the good stuff and the bad stuff. So.
Right. But, with the business, not only is it for me, I want to offer services that are going to help people and, be healthy for them, healthier options than what's out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the whole reason why you want to do this, right? And I know they're showing me to focus on you a lot, but yes, of course, the whole reason you're doing this, right, is to help others, obviously. But they're really encouraging you to not forget about yourself in the process.
Yes.
And they're
it's all
saying,
tied together.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're saying that whatever you do, make sure you walk the walk and talk the talk, right? Be that authentic person, right?
Yes, I get that because I slack myself with, the healthy habits.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Well, that is fantastic. The best of luck to you, Rachel. I know you're going to do great.
Well, thank you so much for everything.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next, we have Cheyenne. Oh, Cheyenne. I'm so sorry. I said that wrong. Cheyenne in Omaha, Nebraska. Hello, Cheyenne. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
What kind of readings do you do?
I do, I bring through loved ones and spirits and guides, just whatever questions you have, or if you want just a general reading about something, I can do that too.
Whatever I need to hear right now, or if you can bring through any of my loved ones. So.
Okay. So let's see what they have for you this evening. I'm just going to take a minute here to tune in, and then there'll be a little moment of silence, and then I'll be right back, okay? Cheyenne, I'm seeing a lot of celebrating on the other side. They're celebrating you and some big accomplishments. They're wanting you to know that they're so proud of you. But I just keep seeing like all these balloons going up and dancing and a lot of praise, a lot of, great job. You did a good job. A lot of hard work put in. So that's one of the first things that they want you to know. What are we celebrating? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I mean, I had a hard time a couple of years ago that, I made it through, I guess, but.
Good. Okay.
That's a little more on the personal side of things, so.
Yeah. So yeah, they're celebrating. They want you to recognize the celebration as well, right? They're showing me that a lot of times you get through this and you're like, oh gosh, okay, I got through that. But you don't really take the time to say, wow, and reflect on it and say, wow, look at what I did, right? I think that can be for a lot of people, but in particularly you. It's like, you're like, okay, well, that's great. Now I'm on to the next thing, right? I'm on to the next problem. Mm-hmm. I'm on to the next great adventure, whatever that is. And they're asking you to slow down and really, really take stock and take a look at what you've accomplished, because you have done some really great and amazing things. And you don't give yourself enough credit for that. So they're saying, hey, take a minute. Let's celebrate, right? They're even showing me like, go out and have a fantastic dessert, right? And say, wow, I deserve this because look at what I did, right? So just something to commemorate all the successes that you've had. They're showing me that they're little successes. And so in your book, they don't really add up. They don't even really count as a success, right?
Right.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, right, whatever, that happened, right? But they're saying, no, stop, recognize it, and say, wow, okay. Yep, it was a little one, but boy, it was a success, right? And add that to your little list of successes. And then at the next one, go, yep, that's it. Because they're saying all these little successes are little bitty steps forward, right? And sometimes you don't recognize them unless you are leaping like a frog forward. Like they're literally showing me this frog leaping forward.
I feel like I'm waiting for that leap.
Yes, exactly. And so they're saying, don't measure life on those leaps. Measure your life on the baby steps, because those are the important ones. And the reason they're important is because you took the step, right? It is about taking that first step and saying, yep, okay, here we go. I'm going to do this. So it's about taking those steps and then recognizing them.
Yeah, I know I'm needing a change in the job, career field. So if there's anything that comes through on that.
So what I'm getting on that is it's about, again, taking that step, taking that first step. Because I'm seeing some hesitation. They're showing me that you're hesitating and you're not really sure about that. So they're saying that you can do
schedule conflict.
Yeah, they're saying you can do that, right? But it's a matter of sitting down and getting clear with yourself and saying, is this really right for me? Right? And having those hard conversations with yourself and feeling into it and saying, okay, if I were to take this new position, if I were to change course and do something completely different, how am I going to feel in a year? Right? You're going to get a sense. It's like your soul is going to tell you, right? And if it feels really good, if you get this tingling feeling, you get this light feeling, you think, ooh, that sounds kind of nice, then make the step forward and take the step and move towards that goal. Does that make sense?
It does. I just have no idea what I want to do yet. So.
Okay. Yeah, they're saying to sit down and kind of write some things out, or, what would it be if you could do anything in the world? If you could do anything or be anything, what would that be? Right? And write things down that come to mind. And then go back and analyze them later and see which ones still stick. Okay? That's what they're showing me for steps for you. So, and Cheyenne, we're coming down to the last couple seconds of our show, so I'm going to have to say goodnight. And I want to say thank you so much for calling in and hope that this has been helpful for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that does it for me, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead. If you would like to have a one-on-one session with me, either healing or a reading, please reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Wow, maybe I'll be changing my name. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. Hope you've all had an amazing week ahead. So with this week is going to be another good week with the astrology. The only sort of day that we have that's not as positive would be next Thursday. So we've still got today feeling that conjunction of Venus and Jupiter, which conjunct yesterday, and it was opposing that full moon that we had, and we've still got that full moon energy today, and it's still opposing that. So that's a really good energy, that moon in Sagittarius. So it's about being free, it's about having fun, it's about taking risks, it's about perhaps travel or planning some sort of travel as well. And it's about, like says, luck with either like love or relationships. And that even could be going even to the point of planning a trip with a loved one, whether it be a family member or partner. Could be something like that, bringing up those kind of energies coming up for this next couple of days. We've also got today, so Venus has moved into Gemini, and that has happened today. We've also got on the 25th, 26th, depending where you are in the world, we've got Jupiter making that move from Taurus into Gemini as well. We'll be there for roughly over the next year. So with this Gemini aspects coming in, Gemini is also a sign of youthfulness. So it is a sign of networking. It's a sign of learning. With Geminis, you can have a conversation with them about just about any other subject because they want to learn so much and they have an interest about so many different things, and they might even think they never know enough, so they can always continue to learn and to grow. But they're also youthful people as well. I always find when you talk to a Gemini and they're talking about something that they're passionate about or excited about, their eyes sort of light up. So I always like the aspect with Geminis with them too. They're very fun people. They are really good working with young people. So we're going to have this energy of like light, social energy, being very social, networking. Big thing about Geminis is about networking. So over the next year, we may find different countries creating different partnerships or networking to gain different things around the world. I also may see changes in the education system too, and it'll be positive changes that come in with that. We've also got two this week. Especially next Thursday, we actually do have it's a day of a big transformation day. We have the Sun, we've got Mercury, we do have Venus, we've got Jupiter and Uranus all trying Pluto, and then we've got Neptune sextiling Pluto. So this day is going to be a big transformation day. It could be a day of endings, but it's going to be a positive aspect too with that. We're finishing up today, saying tomorrow, finishing up with that square with Mercury and Pluto, which will be finishing up, which will be a good aspect. I know I've had people messaging me, friends, and that with not hearing like great news or people being bullied or just being told certain things that aren't very great been happening, and that's because of that square there. But that's finishing up this over the next couple of days, which is positive. But next Thursday, we also have a conjunction of Mars and Chiron, and that's also going to be creating a square with that Pluto. So on that day, it could be a day of frustration a little bit, or frustrating over painful issues that have caused you a little bit of grief, maybe coming up to the surface that day. Some of the things that I've gotten written down here for this week ahead is about having patience and faith and just knowing that everything's going to work out. It's just like this is a week of not being bullied. So if you are bullied or got people who are strong around you, don't really stand up for it. But know how to say things in a way where it's not going to escalate too, which is also a thing to juggle with. Stay away from people that's saying things, saying about people causing you headaches. Don't neglect what needs to be done. Take notes. I feel like this could be a week of a bit forgetfulness. So I feel like take notes of important things that need to be done. Help people when you can. There's a need to be free this week. I feel like also a week to need to find your quiet space and just to breathe in the world around you and to just sort of go within a little bit. Also a week of keep evolving, keep growing, keep learning as well. And I feel like this week it's about more knowing who you are. So it doesn't matter what people say. What people say to you, just know that you're beautiful or that you're great, you're confident inside and out. So let's go to a caller. So we've got here Laura, who is in New Jersey. So Luna, hi Luna. That's the name of my friend's cat's name. How are you today?
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm good. How can I help you today?
Yes, I wanted to ask, I graduated from nursing school about a year ago and I took my test. I didn't do well and I want to know if I'm going to pass it once I take it, and when do you see me working as a registered nurse at a hospital?
Yeah, I feel like you're only repeating this once. So I do feel like you will get in this time. I do feel like it's your calling. I feel like you have a need to be able to help people and understand people as well. I feel like your career is going to blossom, but I do feel like it's going to go more into a holistic caring profession. I don't know when that will happen, but I just feel like it's a holistic thing there for you. But you are going to grow, and I do feel like it is your calling. I see you also working with babies as well.
With babies?
I feel like I see baby working with babies too. I just feel like you kind of already know everything, but you get it's the stress or the pressure that makes you forget or make you not as confident. But I kind of feel like you know. And I feel like sometimes the words or certain terms trick you. But I feel like you kind of already know what to do. Like you know everything as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3 years. I mean, we always had to score like 100% in our medication calculations. We had to maintain a B average or else we wouldn't be able to graduate. So, I mean, I know the material, but I could be nervous because when you take tests, you always feel nervous.
Yeah, I'm that way too. I hate tests because I'm the same way. I get very pressured and very nervous about it. But I feel like I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I kind of feel like acupuncture, something that's going to make you relax even before the test, just to make you breathe. I feel like it's going to help you, or just to just help with stress anyway. I feel like acupuncture is a good thing for you to do. If you know anyone that is good at doing that or provides that service. I'm not a doctor. Because I just feel like you need something just to help you not stress out. That's what I feel like for you. And I feel like that will also help too. And I feel like also there's an anxiety that's also linked to, I feel like, something to do with the past. There's some sort of anxiety thing that's linked. So maybe like kinesiology or something as well might also help. I feel like temptation here, but I feel like it's more you, like negative. I feel like there's a man around you too. It's quite positive around you, and he does want you to do really well. And it's like he's like your cheerleader. So that's your partner or brother or someone, but I just feel like there's a male around you. He's like a cheerleader around you too. I don't know, I just like, don't worry, you're going to come through this. I don't feel like you're going to have to repeat again. I feel like it's like your calling as well. It's a very tiring job that I feel. I mean, I'm not a nurse myself, but I do feel like it's going to be very tiring, but also going to be very rewarding for you. There's a pathway. You're not just going to be doing straight nursing. There's another pathway for you that you're going to go down. I keep on hearing holistic, so I feel like you're going to go down a natural path or some sort of holistic learning path as well. Like this is just the beginning to where you're going to end up in your path. I feel like that. You're very caring, you're very compassionate, you're very good with people who do need help and caring too. I think you got it there. It's just your own mind. It's your mind. I see an A, so I feel like you might be getting an A. So I do see A there for you, too.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
An A, I see A. So if it's marking like A, B, C, D, I feel like you're getting an A.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, you mean like an A in the exam?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, because it's a pass or fail, but you can only have 15 wrong. I believe the test is 85 questions, and you can only have 15 wrong. But for some reason, when I took the test, it was 150 questions, and I almost made it. So I think it was like 2 areas I didn't do well. But, I mean, do you feel like I'm going to have to do more than 85 questions or just about?
Look, I feel like I like to mix it up to trick you. I just feel like it's about tricking you a little bit. But I feel like you're quite confident. So I just feel like if it was a practical exam, I feel like you'd ace it. Because I can see you like taking the blood pressure. I can see you being quite confident in doing all the practical stuff. I feel like you're just going to have to, like, I feel like for you, it's about like being tested and just, but I feel like you need to know the term, the technology, the terminology. I feel like that might be a little bit downfall. Like, you know, like I'm very good at like simple terms. I may not know all the technical, even like in the psychic world, I get mixed up with all the clairvoyance and clairaudience and all the different clairs. But I know, like, I hear spirit, I feel spirit. I see things in my third eye. So I feel like I know, you know, all the simple, if I asked you, you could explain to me very simply, but I feel like with you, it's just about learning those terminology, those terms. So I feel like once you got that in your head, and I feel like if you practice it and you've got someone there helping you quiz it, I feel like I keep on getting twice. I feel like you're doing this test twice. So I feel like one more time, you've got it. I do see you going down this path of nursing or healing. How many years are you going to stay in that before you go? Look, I feel like it says 3 or 4 years before you're going to go and do something different. And I feel like it's still in the health profession, like even hearing holistic. So I feel like whatever you're going to be doing after this, it's something more maybe on the natural side of things, or about how triggers affect people. There's something holistic that you're going to be doing after this as well.
Well, I was thinking about either getting my master's certificate or my doctorate degree, like for nurse practitioner, but I was not sure if I was going to go into mental health or to work as a nurse practitioner in the emergency room. I wasn't sure. What's that?
Look, you're going to be doing stuff with the mind. Like, I feel like you're doing things with the mind. You also, I feel like there's it even could be what I'm seeing. It even could be like homeopathic that you're going to be doing in the end. I feel like you'll do this, the medical stuff, like you're going to be doing it now. I do see you in a nursing outfit. I do see you like walking around like hospitals. So you will get to that. But I also see like some sort of like natural, like homeopathic, like I see with the flowers and different plants too. So I do feel like there's that for you as well. Like you're going to change once you're in doing the profession. There's a change here. But I feel like it's going to be a good change that you do. You are going to study more. But thank you for calling in today. I hope I've helped you today. Just breathe easy.
I'm sorry. No, I just had when I asked the question, like what month you see me working as a nurse, I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I feel like it's possibly this year. I feel like possibly that could come.
Seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is